show y'all this real quick, y'all. Go, hey, gang, come on, man. Just been able to go with Big Cartel, y'all. Go to the website, gang. I got everything in every color, gang. We got everything in every single color, gang. Go show me some love. If you did, you breaking your gas down, man, on the Go gang. Straight. You might not gang, you know. Yeah, y'all niggas talking about y'all big smoke in the chat, y'all big load and shit. But why ain't you got your trade yet, nigga? Why ain't you niggas got your trade yet? Grab that nigga.
Go to the website and shop with your boys. Just say no to Scope.
To the whole gang, man. To the whole gang. I see y'all good, man.
Yeah, it's your boy Just Say No to Scope. We don't break the news. We just break the news down.
It's most definitely Scope gang or no gang or don't bang. Hey, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Scope gang. Salute to everybody watching this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Go gang or no gang or don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
Man, salute to everybody. Building gang, salute, man. Y'all smash the thumbs up button, gang. If you ain't hit that thumbs up button yet, we got to stop calling it the like button. Start calling it the thumbs up button because new people be confused sometimes. A lot of people don't be on YouTube all the time. Smash that thumbs up button, gang. Salute to everybody building y'all. Like we said last night, I think we were some of the first people to celebrate, man. Happy birthday to the young king, Nolan Wells, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. I most definitely lit something up for the young guy. You did? Yeah. I mean, yeah, we real black. We black over here, gang. Yeah, we ain't that fake black. We real black over here. Light a little gas up. You at home. You been working all day, even though 50% is checking no job. But it's just to the ones to do. Kick your feet up, gang, and let's break down some content, man. We also got to speak on Karmelo Anthony today, man, because there was good news in the Karmelo Anthony situation. A lot of people were celebrating at the courthouse today, going crazy. You know what I mean? The judge was recused. They're throwing Judge Roach out the way. Judge, get your roach ass on, Roach. Get your ass on, man. They done sprayed Roach down with some raid. And will Karmelo Anthony get a new trial? Tomorrow is the appeal hearing, and they will find out if Karmelo Anthony gets a new trial. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Let me see, where am I at, gang? Am I in here tonight? Am I somewhere to be found? There I go. Oh, yeah. There I go. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, happy birthday to Nolan Wells. Y'all hear me? I don't want to show that gas too early, but y'all see that smoke. Yeah, I don't want to show that gas too early, but y'all see that smoke, man. Yeah. Rest in peace to the young king, Nolan Wells, man. And y'all make sure y'all donate to me tonight, gang. Donate to the platform, gang. Shout out to goddamn Latoya Woods, man. Shout out to everybody putting some color in this chat, man. Salute to Latoya Woods, man. Salute to everybody that donates to the platform, gang. Salute, gang. We got a lot to break down tonight, man. We got to speak a little bit on Karmelo Anthony for sure, even though tomorrow is the big day for Karmelo. Yeah, tomorrow is a big day for Karmelo Anthony, and we also got to speak on Nolan Wells. It's his birthday today. We heard his parents speak. They just did the prayer service for Nolan Wells. The audio wasn't that good in it, but we'll listen to some of it, gang. I want to hear what his parents said. We most definitely want to get into that, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. And if you're screaming free Karmelo Anthony from the top of your lungs right now, say that in my chat, gang. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Yeah, tonight is a big night, man. Tonight is a big night, man. Let me see. Dario Bird, I got you on Fridays. Go get Dario Bird over the timeout. I need that guap tonight. I owe a nigga some money in the streets, man. I'm gonna need that. I'm just messing with y'all, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Rock with me, y'all. Salute. Turn this thing up, man. We got some news to break down tonight, gang. Salute to everybody in my chat. I see the chat, man. Y'all know I rock with y'all. Salute to all the new people in my chat. It's a brand new era of Skull Gang over here. A lot of new people done pulled up, man, mixing with the old Skull Gang. We all in this thing rocking together. It's a big thing over here, man. Smash that like button and salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Now, before we get to Nolan Wells, gang, before we get to Nolan Wells, man, we most definitely got to speak on Karmelo Anthony right here in Dallas, Texas, man, going on right here in Frisco, Texas, to be exact, Collin County, where today, you know, they felt like in the first trial, they felt like the judge was moving funny. They thought the judge was kind of, you know what I mean, like this with the prosecution. It was a lot of funny things they said was going on in the Karmelo Anthony trial. So we finna go through what happened today, gang, because as of today, man, They have thrown Judge Roach, man. If he gets an appeal, if he is granted an appeal, if he gets a second trial, he will have a new judge, man. So a lot of people felt like that was a big victory today, man. I say don't start celebrating so fast. When I heard the news, I said, okay. I see what's going on. I said, okay, but I said, that ain't it. They done threw Roach out. Now, can they get an appeal? I said, that's going to be the big thing. And even and we'll talk about that. Yeah, I want to play some of the clips, gang. But even the appeal trial, to me, is kind of a roll of the dice. But either way, I think, people like, fuck it, roll the dice, man. Roll the dice. Try to get that young man free or try to get that young man time reduced. Smash that like button and salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Now, it is somebody in chat said doesn't change much. Let's be honest. We gonna break all this down, fam. We got a lot. Yeah, we got a lot to break down tonight, gang. We got a lot to break down, including hearing from Austin Metcalf's dad, who spoke today. Oh yeah, we finna go there, gang. We got a lot to break down, man. We're gonna hear from Nolan Wells' parents. They did an interview today. They did the prayer service. They said it's new information. I watched Nancy Grace today. Nancy was over there cooking today. People are asking about this new witness, about these new things that people are saying that they saw Nolan in an altercation. They said that people are saying for a fact that something happened with Nolan Wells on an island as far as an altercation go. You know what I mean? With somebody, whether it was one of his partners on the boat or somebody on the island. They're saying that, they do believe that Nolan Wells, was murdered by somebody. Smash that like. We finna go to Nolan Wells in a minute, gang. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells for sure, gang. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. If y'all got a little bit of corn right now, a little bit of Reggie, a little bit of CBD, a little K2, it's okay to light up on this platform. We not bougie and stuck up like everybody else. You know what I mean? We can be ourselves over here, gang. You don't gotta hide. You don't gotta, Yeah. You don't gotta talk like a white man and walk like a white man to talk to me over here, gang. This is a dope platform. Yeah, you don't gotta act like a bougie ass white man. You know what I mean? To rock with the Skull Gang and really break some things down over here. Yeah, we real black people over here, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button, man. And salute to everybody here, gang. You Mexican, Chinese, white, whoever over here, gang. Yeah, I heard the Chinese fuck with me hard. I lied. Why did I lie? Why did I just say that? Why did I just say that? Anyway, gang, all right. Let's get to it, gang. Let's get to it, man. Smash that like button. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. But first, let's start with none other than what took place in the courtroom of Collin County in McKinney, Texas. You know what I mean? With Karmelo Anthony and the new update in his situation.
As Karmelo Anthony works to appeal his conviction and seeks a new trial. Within the past hour, the judge who presided over the murder trial has been removed from the case. Let's go straight to our JD Miles, who was inside the courtroom when that decision was announced. So, JD, what can you tell us?
Well, Karen, from everyone I've spoken to in the legal community, they found this decision today very surprising. But as Judge Sid Harrell, the visiting judge, said himself when he made this ruling, this was far from a typical murder trial. The hearing lasted only an hour. The only evidence presented was 18 minutes of a raw interview that Judge John Roach did with a media outlet 2 days after the verdict in June. The defense tried to use that interview to show that the judge was biased by saying he agreed with the jury and other things. And in the end, the visiting judge agreed and granted the recusal.
They went crazy.
Earlier this morning, there were protests and there were demonstrations and chants outside the Collin County Courthouse.
They went crazy today, gang. Oh, yeah. They went crazy today, man. When they found out that Judge Roach had been recused and he was now out of the picture, a lot of people feel like this gives Karmelo Anthony the shot that he didn't have in the first trial. Do y'all agree with that, gang? Do y'all think with Judge Roach being thrown off this trial, do y'all think that Karmelo Anthony now has a chance at freedom or reduced sentence? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. Drop a 1 in my chat right now if you think now Melo has a better chance of coming home. Drop a 2 in my chat if you say this don't really change shit, Sko. Come on, man. This ain't going, let me know in the chat right now, gang. Talk to me. Does this change things, man? Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Salute to everybody, gang.
I was inside the courtroom where Karmelo Anthony appeared for the first time since the last day of his trial. He was in a dark green prison jumpsuit with shackles. He looked noticeably thinner. The judge allowed the defense to remove those shackles during the hearing. After the defense played audio of the interview.
I want to say this real quick. They keep speaking on how Karmelo looked thinner. They were saying, they were like, man, Karmelo Anthony looks thinner. I want to explain jail to y'all real quick, man. Because remember, he wasn't He was out on bond the whole time, man. Shout out to UMC Smoke, man. Salute to everyone in the chat. Shout out to the Scope Gang. Salute my guy. Shout out to UMC Smoke, man. Salute to my guy, UMC Smoke. Shout out to Memphis in the building, man. Salute to Memphis, man. Don't nobody hold me down like Memphis, man. Shout out to salute to everybody in the building, man. Let me see. They say Karmelo Anthony has got real thin in there. And I'm going to tell you why he's thin. He's thin because when you first get there, you don't want to eat. You're stressed out. You know what I mean? This is a whole new life and a whole new world for him being a young teenager. Yeah, he down there stressed the fuck out, man. Yeah, because some people are saying they must be stealing his food down there. Niggas are taking his commissary down there. Nah, when he first get down there, he's stressed out. He can't eat. He can't sleep. But after he gets adjusted, you know what I mean? After maybe about 6 months go by, the boy gonna put on some weight. He gonna put on some muscle. He gonna be in that big spread, eating commissary every night, going to play basketball, working out. They got him a job. So as of right now, they say he looked very thin and like a little sick today. But that's that. He only been in jail for what, maybe like 3-4 months now? He's been in prison for like 3 or 4 months now. So he's still trying to get used to being in prison. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button.
The judge allowed the defense to remove those shackles during the hearing. After the defense played audio of the interview, appeals attorney Russell Wilson argued that the judge violated canons of conduct not to speak about the case when a case is pending or there's an impending hearing, which in this case is the appeal. The visiting judge didn't agree with everything the defense said, but in his ruling, he said, quote, "In my opinion, there was a period where a motion for a new trial could be filed, and I believe Judge John Roach believes he can be fair in this matter. I believe he can be fair in this matter, but that's not the test."
I think it is surprising. I think most observers probably thought that was not going to happen, that Roach didn't do anything outside the bounds of his judicial canons.
I remember I seen this guy down there a couple of times, man. I think his name was Shapiro. I forgot what his name is, but I actually met this guy down there, and he's saying that a lot of people were shocked. He's saying people in the legal world were shocked that Roach was recused. He said, they felt like he didn't do anything out the ordinary. They say they feel like he was very fair, and this is how trials go. Do y'all agree with that? Yeah, he says people in the legal world, them white folks, were shocked. They couldn't believe this shit today. They could not believe this ruling.
Responsibilities, and the judge here in the case obviously disagreed. So now there's a new judge that will be appointed, and the hearing for motion for new trial goes on. This doesn't speak to whether or not the motion for new trial will be granted or not. This just speaks to who the judge will be that will be presiding over that hearing.
And that was longtime Collin County criminal defense attorney Todd Shapiro. He's not connected to this case, but he offered some legal analysis there, and he made it clear that this does not necessarily mean anything about what's going to happen tomorrow when there's a motion for a new trial, because the evidence that the judge heard today was based on something that happened 2 days after the trial when Judge John Roach gave an interview. So we're going to be hearing completely new evidence in this motion for a new trial tomorrow. The administrative judge over North Texas, Ray Wheelis, will announce who that judge will preside over that hearing will be any minute now. He's probably already made that decision. It just hasn't been announced yet. When that happens, we will be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. when supporters of Karmelo Anthony are expected to be out here, when the attorneys will be back in the courtroom, and the defense, the appeals attorneys, will be arguing for a new trial based on a whole new set of reasons. That's the story from here in Collin County Live. I'm JD.
Man. They was out there, man. Salute to everybody, gang. I will be out there tomorrow. I will be out there. I did wake up a little bit late today. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. I was like, where's Sco at, man? Sco down there? Y'all know I was down there last time. Tomorrow, I will be out there, gang. I will be out there. Then I got a pre-trial hearing for the Mo3 situation. But tomorrow, I got to see this. Oh, yeah. I got to see this tomorrow. I mean, if they grant him a new trial tomorrow, I got to feel the energy, gang. I got to feel the energy, because right now I'm skeptical. I mean, this is still Collin County. So I'm 50-50 on how this thing is going to play out. But I will be down tomorrow. I will be in the atmosphere. I'm going to let y'all know how things are looking, how things are feeling. You feel me? I'll be chopping up with different people out there, gang. But tomorrow we will be at the courthouse waiting to hear if Karmelo Anthony has been granted a new trial. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Miles, CBS News, Texas.
Well, that's a big update, JD. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And our Steve Pickett he's just outside the Collin County Courthouse, where people are gathering and have been gathering to express their opinions about this ruling. Steve.
Oh, yeah, thunderous support and thunderous applause. We heard, Karen, people pouring out of those.
Real quick, I want to tell you this real quick. That's the new Black Panther Party back there, man. You know what I mean? And And this dude right here, man, this big dude in the back right here, man, he say he there to protect the people, man. Anybody get out of line, anybody tripping, he going to the trunk, he said. You know what I mean? He said anybody try to put their hands or try to hurt anybody out there, he's going to defend people out there. So shout out to the new Black Panther Party, man. It's a sister who be sitting in the middle. They all be sitting around her. They ain't playing no games, man. That Panther Party out there, they ain't playing no game. This brother right here, oh, he ain't no joke, man.
Courthouse once, as JD
that brother ain't no joke.
Decision was rendered in that courtroom. People who
nigga had
here
me shook out
to
there.
Voice their support for Karmelo Anthony and this legal process post conviction, showcasing it here in this parking lot out here earlier today. They show you the images of so many people who were here earlier this morning, pre and post that hearing earlier this morning. Organized groups, literally dozens of them, were called to show support on this legal fight to appeal this conviction, essentially this sentence for Karmelo Anthony. But as you know, as JD mentioned, the focus today, this morning, was about the judge and should that judge be recused. Many expressing concerns that Anthony's actions were in self-defense when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, but also arguing about this judge. The first of two parts of this post-conviction legal fight happened today, as JD mentioned. I spoke with one of Mr. Anthony's attorneys, Lee Merritt, who came here with this group post this hearing this morning. He is part of the new legal team who shared what the teenager himself, what Karmelo Anthony, felt about this ruling this morning.
Karmelo was extremely relieved. He came into the courtroom today very timid, very exhausted, really. You see that he had lost weight, he had hardened a bit, he had aged a bit in his time in jail.
He aged a bit. It's
but
been 4 months.
to hear community behind him, and then to hear an official proclamation from a judge that says, you know, what your family, what your community is seeking, they're going to be granted today, was a huge relief.
And again, that is part one of this process. Folks who had advocated against Judge Roach, claiming that his actions, his statements post that trial were inappropriate, getting that recusal today. The group who was here today, they were encouraged to be here tomorrow for part two. Reporting live, Steve Pickett, CBS News, Texas.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. And we do invite you to stay with CBS News Texas on air and online as our...
How y'all feel, gang? What is this chances looking like, gang? Talk to me right now. Salute to everybody in the chat, gang. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. You know what I mean? Good news today for Karmelo Anthony, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells, man. Nolan Wells' birthday it's crazy. On Nolan Wells' birthday, Karmelo Anthony, the judge, get recused, and now tomorrow is the big day, man. Will Karmelo Anthony be granted an appeal? Will he get a new trial? You know what I mean? Yeah. Will he get a new trial? Salute to everybody. Rock me. Do y'all think Karmelo Anthony will get a new trial? Talk to me, gang. 88, I see you, 88. Tell me you're going to be out there. Salute to 88. Yeah, man, yeah. It's going down, man. It's going down. Do y'all think that will happen for him tomorrow, gang? Talk to me in the chat, man. Yeah, talk to me in the chat, man. Cali Blue said, yep. Okay, 88 said, yep. Yeah, I see y'all in a bit, man. Let me see what y'all saying. Lady Capricorn is saying yes. Let me see. Von Sheila Reed said yes. Okay. Let me see. Gotta go here, though. Gotta go here, man. Julius said hell no. Julius said, nigga, hell no, nigga. Let me see. Shout out to Roscoe Smith. Say, I'm seeing a lot of yeses in the chat, man. So you dig? Preacher J. Shout out to Preacher J said, say, you know, she hopes so. So tomorrow, and I see everybody here. I'm seeing a lot of yeses in my chat, man. Tomorrow is a big day, gang. Because if he don't get a new trial, nigga, I'm getting up out of there. You feel that's all I'm gonna say, man? Because the people are not gonna be happy about that. A lot of people have invested their time into going, standing up for Karmelo and going down to the courthouse and really showing that real support. And they not playing that shit when it comes to Karmelo, gang. Y'all see the Black Panther Party out there, man? They not playing. If they don't grant this boy a new trial tomorrow, man, I'm getting low, fam. I might bring me a goddamn gas mask. You feel me? Hopefully all them damn racist ass white boys ain't out there because they get knocked the fuck out. I'm there. I hope Jake Lang and them don't pop up because if he don't get a new trial and them racist white boys out there, the ass whoopings will commence. That's when y'all gonna finally see some ass whoopings. But a lot of people feel like, nah, Sco, tomorrow is going to be a good day for Karmelo, man. Tomorrow he will be granted a new trial and he will have a chance, for a new jury to hear his case. Now, what do y'all think is gonna happen if Karmelo Anthony is granted a new trial? Because, like I said, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I mean, he's still facing 5 to 99. You know, he was sentenced to 35 years. Could they give him more time? Could they find him guilty again and hit his ass with a 50 piece? Could they hit him with a 50 piece this time? Or will they reduce his sentence and give him maybe 10 years, 15 years? Will the dream team make sure he walks about that motherfucker? Yeah, I mean, we got to see it. If he gets a new trial, man, it's going to be a whole new wave of emotions around this country. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Yeah, trust me, tomorrow we out there, though, gang. I'm out there tomorrow, man. This one is for the books. I'm out there tomorrow to see how this thing is going to play out with young Karmelo Anthony, man. Smash that like button, gang. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man. Salute to Melo, man. Texas DFW. Shout out to 92 Dolo, man. 92 Dolo, salute, fam. Shout out to everybody putting color in my chat, man. Turn me up, gang. Turn me up. Now, I don't know if everybody's happy about Judge Roach being kicked off the maybe trial. Because like I said, right now, we don't know if there's a trial or not. So if he's granted a new trial, we know Judge Roach to be hit with the spray. Yeah, they didn't hit Judge Roach with the goddamn, with the raid. Remember the commercials? Raid? You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't hit Judge Roach with the motherfucking bug spray with the raid. He's out of there. So now it's about, will Karmelo get a new trial? But not everybody's happy about that. Some people feel like, for what? I mean, a new trial for what? Well, are they going to present some new evidence? Man, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say some people, man. Got to go here, gang. Got to go here, man. Because Austin Metcalf, the young man who, of course, lost his life in that situation, you know what I mean? His dad spoke today, and his dad said he don't see the need for no new damn trial. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Put some color in my chat. Turn the chat up. Hit the Cash App, y'all. It's going by at the bottom of the screen. Moderators, drop my Cash App in the chat. And y'all donate to the platform, gang. Salute to everybody. Hit that thumbs up if you just now coming in here, gang. If y'all are just now getting here, please smash that thumbs up button for your boy, man. Salute to everybody rock with me, gang. Let's hear from Jeff Metcalf on Karmelo, on the Karmelo Anthony situation. Hold on. I don't know what happened to the damn set. There we go.
If they want to view it as a win, that's okay. They have every right to view it as a win.
Okay.
I mean, technically, yes, they got the judge recused. Okay. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if they're still celebrating tomorrow, because if he's granted a new trial, he could get more years. I have no idea what the defense is going to throw up for their reasons for a new trial. To me, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't change the facts. The facts are the facts. We had 35 witnesses last time. We only had to use 21. We have a video. We have a confession. I don't know where there's this big bombshell thing that's going to change the case. And, if it was that important, it would have came up the first time. So let's just stick to the facts.
Hold on, chat. Let everybody rock out too, chat. Let everybody rock out. Do not put nobody in timeout for their opinion, how they feel. None of that. I'm not saying nobody did it all. I'm just saying everybody be easy tonight. I know it get rough in this chat sometimes. Everybody take it easy tonight, and let's hear from everybody tonight, gang. Smash that like button.
Of what happened that day underneath the tent. For me, things like this do not occupy my time or my thoughts. Mm-hmm. My thoughts are on this foundation. I'm looking at going forward. How do I save lives? How do I prevent this from any parent ever feeling this pain? It is the deepest, worst pain any human being could ever live through. How do I prevent it? So I'm going to ask everyone's help. Support Austin Metcalf Foundation, so your kid comes home alive from school. I'm out here to save lives, and I don't care what color your skin is. I judge you by your character, not by the color of your skin. And there's what I want to tell to everybody, and I want to ask this, and I'll ask you. You're either part of the problem in today's world, or you're part of the solution in today's world. What side do you think you're on?
Smash that like button, gang.
If they want to view it as a...
Smash that like button, man. Now remember, this is a grieving father. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know I see y'all in the chat going off on him. He got cases and charges too. Y'all, the boys whooped his ass. They jumped him. I see y'all going crazy on Jeff Metcalf in that chat. I know we was covering this. Y'all don't rock with him. You know what I mean? Y'all feel like he's a part of the problem. Hell, some people feel like he taught his boys that goddamn bully behavior that they picked up on. You know what I mean? Because no matter how you look at this, Austin Metcalf most definitely made a bad decision by, you know what I mean, by trying to make somebody get up out their seat, and when they wouldn't, putting his hands on them. So a lot of people are saying, man, Jeff Metcalf is the reason his goddamn son is in this situation in the first goddamn place. Some of y'all might disagree with that. I've seen a few people in the chat, one or two people say, you know, rest in peace to Austin Metcalf. He was 17 years old. You know, boys be boys. They get into a fight in school. They feel like Melo was wrong for pulling that goddamn blade out. You know what I mean? Put a one in my chat. You think, well, Karmelo, man, he fucked up by pulling that knife out. Let me hear from y'all in the chat, gang. Because some of y'all are saying, yeah, he was bullied. You know what I mean? Austin put his hands on him for show first, and all he did was protected himself. Do you think he was wrong for pulling the blade out? Talk to me in the chat. Yes or no? Was Melo wrong for pulling the knife out his bag? Talk to me in my chat, gang. Yes or no? Was Melo wrong for pulling the knife out? You know what I mean? Like in this trial, how will they get around that? You know what I mean? Will they be able to show self-defense in this trial, gang? Talk to me for real, gang. Talk to me for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't try to say what everybody else is saying and shit like that. Talk to me seriously, gang. You know, will they be able to show self-defense in this trial? Because they had one trial, they hit his ass for 35 years, and we was like, damn, 5 to 99. Judge Roach gave him 35 years. But now they saying, nah, we want a new trial. Fuck that 35 years. He could have did about maybe 18 years and came home. People are saying that's too much. No. Hell no. He needs to come home now. Is he sipping Henny or gin and juice? Shout to Celebrity Scandalous. Shout to Celebrity Scandalous. They say Jeff be getting his drink on, man. Yeah, they say he be over there drinking that goddamn whiskey, that Ripple. You know, old white men drink Ripple. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody, bitter, man. Let me see. I gotta go here real quick. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go here real quick, man. Let me see. Toya said, I really think they were bullies. When you whoop your daddy, you have an extra about yourself. Okay. Mississippi Swan said, seemed like that apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Let me see. If it was one-on-one, yes, he was wrong. But if they were going to jump him, he was right to me. Okay. Shout to No Peace. Shout to No Peace Won't Sleep. Salute, gang. Shout to No Peace Won't Sleep. Salute, gang. Salute to everybody in my chat, gang. Smash that like, but hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button if you're in here, gang. Show me some love, fam. Hit that thumbs up button if you're here. Salute the Celebrity Scandalous, gang. Salute, fam. Talk to me, though, gang. Do y'all, you know what I mean, like, tell me this. Who thinks Melo is going to get more time? I want to ask y'all that real quick. Who thinks Carmelo Anthony could fuck around and get more time? He got 35 years. They hit his ass with 70 this time. You know what I mean? They said, okay, well, fuck it. We're going to double it. Who thinks it's a chance that Carmelo, if this appeal is granted tomorrow, remember, we don't even know if he's getting a new trial yet. But if this appeal is granted tomorrow, who thinks it's a chance that Karmelo could get more time? You know what I mean? If the appeal is granted, or who thinks it's a chance that, you know, he might completely walk, you know what I mean? Or do y'all think he'll walk out of there? More time, or he's gonna walk out? Talk to me, gang. More time, or, you know, will he walk out or get a reduced sentence? How y'all feel? Reduced sentence, more time, or walk free? Talk to me in the chat, gang. Reduced sentence, more time, or will he walk free? Put one of them three in the chat. Reduced sentence, more time, or he gonna walk free coming home. Carmelo Anthony will be back at the crib in Frisco, back on the PS5, back living his life again, man. Talk to me, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Talk to me. Yeah, talk to me, man. Talk to me. You did. Let me see. Street politician said time served. Duh. Okay. He hasn't got a new trial yet, but he said if he do, yeah, I mean, he will be found, I guess, innocent or maybe that reduced sentence or get him time served. Or okay, salute, gang, salute. Shout to everybody in the building. I see y'all in here, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. I rock with y'all. I really do, man. Some of y'all I don't like, but I still rock with you, gang. Even if I don't like you, still gang. Yeah. Some of y'all don't like, but you're still gang, goddammit. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute, gang. But like I said, y'all, Carmelo Anthony, gang, Judge Roach has been kicked off the case, out the trial. If there's a new trial, Judge Roach has been recused. He's no longer around. He's gone. If there's a new trial, man, it's a good chance that, you know, something different is going to happen for sure. Well, that's all we know. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Could he get more time? Could he get could he get less time? Or, will they keep it exactly the way it is? Will they say, hey, man, 35 years. We're gonna leave it right where we're gonna leave it right where it was at. Get back to your goddamn sentence. 35 piece. Because a lot of us felt that 35 was way too much, man. You know what I mean? 35 years, young kids, both made mistakes. We feel like that shouldn't have happened. We seen what happened with other kids in Texas, mainly white young guys, where they were given more sympathy and more leniency. And we feel like, damn, why Melo didn't get that same, empathy or sympathy or leniency, when it came to his first time ever getting in trouble. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Let me see. Shout out to Mercedes Bianca. Shout out to Mercedes Bianca, gang. Salute, Mercedes Bianca. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Salute, fam. Salute. Shout out to UMC Smoke. Said, no, not more time. He will go free or get less time. So shout out to UMC Smoke. He's saying that no, Melo, if he gets that new trial, either he going free or he getting less time. All right, a reduced sentence. Okay. Salute to everybody. But y'all, tomorrow is the big day, gang. Yeah. Tomorrow is the big day, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got butterflies in my stomach just because I'm gonna be out there. So I'm gonna get to witness firsthand, how this thing is gonna play out, man. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Get this nigga Jeff Metcalf off my goddamn screen, man. Salute to everybody. Yeah, shout out to UMC Smoke, man. Salute to everybody building gang. Let me see. I want to go here real quick. I want to go here, man. Let me check on Nolan Wells' white homeboys. Let me check on the white on the white dudes. Let me see what they looking like. Let me see what they looking like real quick. Hold on. Let me go here real quick, gang. Because we know the attorneys have been, receiving some money. They put up a give, send, go, and they raised the give, send, go. Hold on. They raised it, gang. They raised the give, send, go. It was at $200,000. Now the give, send, go is at $250,000. We are now talking about Nolan Wells. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man. I want to say that. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. I know today was a real hard day, man. A long day for his mom, for his dad, for his siblings, for his loved ones. You know what I mean? For everybody that's been following this story for the longest. I know today was a rough day for Nolan Wells, parents for sure, gang. And let me see. Shout out to Brendan, man. Shout out to my guy Brendan for that cash app, man. Salute to Brendan for that cash app. Salute, gang. Salute, fam. Let me see. But yeah, I was just showing y'all. I want to let y'all know that they have two. Because every time the parents raise, they go. I was showing the parents GoFundMe for Nolan. We were showing where they was at. So I want to keep up with them too. Yeah, I think the parents are still at maybe 880,000 or something like that. Well, they are now at 186,000 on Give, Send, Go, and they are requesting $250,000. And we know this is going to Taylor and Cox, the law firm, the defamation, the Trump defamation attorneys. They are the ones receiving this money. Okay, smash that like button. Fundraiser created by Benjamin Hudson. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Smash that like button. Now, I see where, and turn your TVs up a little bit for this, gang. Because I see where they just did a prayer, a prayer visual for Nolan Wells on his birthday, man. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. And of course, Ben Crump got up there and spoke. You know what I mean? Of course, Ben Crump got up there and spoke, man. I didn't see Al Sharpton. I think Sharpton was there. I didn't see him though. Just showing love. Shout out to Wide Eye Diva, man. Salute to Wide Eye Diva, man. Am I saying your name right? I might be saying your name wrong. Yeah, if I'm saying your name wrong, my bad. If I'm calling you Wide Eye Diva. Whitey, well, is it Witty Diva? Is Witty Diva? My bad. I've been calling you Why is Witty. I just realized that. It's Witty Diva. I've been saying shit wrong though. You didn't even correct me in the chat. Yeah. Smash that like button, yank. Let me see boots on the ground tomorrow. Shout out to my guy Jonathan, man. Salute to Jonathan Tiggs, man. Yeah, I've been saying her name wrong the whole time. Nobody corrected me. I thought I seen 2 E's in there. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to Boots. To my boy Jonathan said boots on ground tomorrow. We're gonna be out there, gang. We will be in the building tomorrow for sure. I'm out there for the Karmelo Anthony situation. Now moving on to Nolan Wells, gang. Let's move on to Nolan Wells now. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. And like I said, they did a prayer visual for him today on his birthday. The audio wasn't that good. I couldn't find the real thing. I just kept finding a couple people going live with it. But Ben Crump spoke, The parents spoke. Turn your TVs up because, like I said, when his parents speak, man, especially his father, man, out of everybody today, of course, you feel sorry for his mom. You know what I mean? You feel sorry for his siblings, but man, his dad, man, his dad, man, really broke down today, man. Really, you could tell he was having a hard time, just like mom. And you really got to feel sorry for his siblings too, man. You know what I mean? Sad situation, man. Let me see. Free Karmelo and happy birthday, Nolan Wells. My mom's birthday was July 19th. Nolan is August 19th. And today they put my mom's headstone down. Shout out to my boy Big Damu, man. Rest in peace to your mom, man. Shout out to my guy Big Damu, man. I seen online where his mom passed away, man. Rest in peace to your mom, fam. You did? Rest in peace, fam. Salute to my guy Big Damu in the chat, man. Rest in peace to his mom, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. Bit of game. Let's go to the prayer visual, gang. Let's go to this prayer visual where they prayed for Nolan Wells and his parents. They prayed for, to find justice for Nolan Wells. And we heard his parents speak. Like I say, the audio is kind of messed up on it. And I checked a lot of channels. The audio was kind of a little bit So if you have to turn your TVs or your phones up, put headphones on, whatever, do that for me, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. This ain't too long. It ain't that long, gang. Smash that like button. Smash the like button, gang.
Of Nolan Wells. I want you all to do me a favor, if you would. When the black church and other people all around the country watching this, we have call and repeat. I want you to stand to your feet and repeat after me. I want you to repeat after me, say to your neighbor.
This is Ben Crump.
Let me hear you say, happy birthday. Let me hear you say, happy birthday. Let me hear you say, happy birthday. And now, tell your neighbor, let me hear you scream. Let me hear you scream. Nolan should be 19. Nolan should be 19. Let me hear you scream. Let me hear you scream. Nolan should be 19. Nolan should be 19.
Nolan should be 19.
Let me hear you scream. Nolan should be 19. Nolan should be 19.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nolan Wells, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells.
I think we preach the sermon from a place of love. So the last call and repeat I want you to do for the spirit of Nolan Wells.
They finna speak to his parents, gang.
I want you to do it the way you can hear us looking down from heaven tonight. Let's all yell. I want y'all to repeat after me. Let's all yell. Let's all yell. We love you, Nolan Wells. We love you, Nolan Wells. Let's all yell. Let's all yell. We love you, Nolan Wells. We love you, Nolan Wells. Let's all yell. Let's all yell. We love you, Nolan Wells. We love you, Nolan Wells. And what you're saying, I know, Reverend Bryant, I know Mark Mariel, I know Elder Smith, I know Reverend Watts, I know to the elected officials, we all have some concerns about what's going to happen in the legal system here in Mississippi.
Right. Smash that like button, gang. Smash the thumbs up.
Here in the St. John AME Church.
Let me see if I can
We
see
go in courtrooms every day. So help me God. So help me God. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated.
I'm gonna move it up just so. I want to move it up a little bit.
Refuse to stay silent. And refuse to boldly. Refuse to stay silent. And so we gonna fight to get to the truth with the same spirit of mega elders. We don't fight to get to the truth with the same spirit of Emmett Till and his mother. Emmett Till. We don't fight to get to the truth with the same spirit of Ida B. Wells, who came to Mississippi.
Benjamin Crump is saying they fighting to get to the truth still. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells, man. Benjamin Crump is saying on this day, on his birthday, on August 19th, no matter what y'all see in the media, no matter what y'all think, no matter what y'all hearing, he's saying we are still fighting for justice for Nolan Xavier Wells. Smash that like button, man.
Wells family
Happy
marked
birthday
what would have been the
to
teen's
Nolan Wells, man.
19th
Smash
birthday
that like
today
button.
with a national
Let
day
me
of
see
prayer.
something. Hold on,
The
gang. Hold
Mississippi
on, hold
teen
on.
went missing after
Hold
going
on,
out on
gang.
a
Hold
boat
on,
trip
hold
with
on. My
friends
bad,
on the
my
4th
bad.
of July. His body was recovered 2
Let
days.
me see. All right, there we go. There we go. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Over and over and over again, the documents and legends. I digress to say for a moment. Y'all, black people ain't in the trees hanging themselves. And I'm so grateful to Christina Elmore for using the attention that they have gotten to bring attention to other young black people who are found in mysterious ways. When they hanging from trees or other young black boys who go missing in the water in Dallas, Texas, like Daniel Burger, like Thomas Smith, who was also taken on the 4th of July. And we gonna keep searching for the truth with the same spirit of another Mississippi native named Fannie Lou Hamer.
Okay, the parents finna speak in a second, gang. They finna speak to Nolan Wells' parents.
So if you sick and tired of not getting any answers, if you don't join us in demanding the truth and transparency and what happened to Nolan Wells, so this family can begin to heal, please join me in Reverend and the clergy and bring it up. Christine and
Okay, here go his parents. Here come Nolan Wells' parents right here. These are the parents. These are the parents right here, gang. Here go Nolan's parents. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. 19, man. Happy birthday to Nolan.
We love Nolan Wells. We love Nolan Wells.
Happy birthday song that all of the kids did.
Y'all turn her up a little bit. The view is going to change. It's going to get louder. It's going to get louder. Give it 1 second. Give it 1 second. It's going to get louder. They're going to change the view. It will get louder.
I miss the warmth of your hugs. I miss hearing you say, I love you, Mom. I miss everything about you. But I just know that you and Grandma are in heaven right now, enjoying a cup of coffee and toast. And if you knew our mother, my mother Gina, you would know she would like to dip that toast in the coffee. That was her thing. And that's what she showed Nolan. And that's what he loves to do. Our hearts remain absolutely shattered because on July the 4th, we lost a son, a brother, a grandson, a nephew, a cousin, a friend, a student. You are so many things to so many people, but to me, you will, and you are still just my number. Birthdays and life in general will look different now that you are gone. And I'm not going to lie, that light that burned in me is a little more dim. And this pain that we have is insurmountable. Nolan, you're truly a light, and I don't think you realize what an impact you were on other people. The kindness.
Realize what an impact you were on other people. The kindness and just your presence alone, how much that helped others. But I want you to know, Nolan, that at this moment, there are so many people saying your name, wishing you happy heavenly birthday. And just know, our sweet sunshine, that your father and I will continue to fight.
Yeah, look, gang. I see some of y'all saying y'all can't hear. I see some of y'all saying, "Can't hear y'all." This is the original audio. This how the audio was. Not mine. It's theirs. Y'all see, I sound perfectly fine. It's not my audio. They were doing a live stream and their audio was kind of a little bit, but I think she's sounding a little bit better now. So smash that like button. We gonna hear it from his mom. We gonna hear from his dad. But yeah, this is how the original stream was, gang. It has nothing to do with what I got going on. Nothing to do with me at all. It is. Just turn your TVs up a little bit more. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building gang. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells and happy birthday to Nolan Wells.
The truth and your legacy. Because this is not just about Nolan. This is about our other children. It's about your children. And so I ask that you please just keep us in your prayers. Continue praying for all of the other families who are in similar situations. And please continue to pray for Mississippi because we need it.
Amen. 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 Amen.
A parent shouldn't have to bury their child. Every morning, when my feet hit the floor, I have to say a prayer to give me the strength to face this challenge of dealing with not knowing my son is here. The hurt I have to fight because, as you know, hurt can turn to anger. But I'm thankful for my wife for keeping
Man.
It's gonna be different for my family here on out. And we're gonna miss our son every day. And it's gonna be hard, but I know that if we continue to lean into each other and keep pushing the issue and asking the main question, the only question, what happened to our son?
Yes.
Justice will prevail. We will not be distracted.
Amen. Amen. We will not be distracted.
Everyone has a past, and I'm pretty sure everyone in this church has done things that they are not so proud of when they was younger. But it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And I think me and my wife, we're not finished yet, but we're on the right path of doing something great and raising a great family with children with high moral character.
Wow.
And self-discipline.
Get Crump. Crump gonna make you clap. Crump's gonna make you clap.
I just want to say thank you guys for all the support and keep shouting his name, Nolan Xavier Wells.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. So, y'all, we have a special treat. And I'm going to ask, after we do this, we're going to ask Reverend Jamal Bryant to
Shout spell. out to his mom and dad, man. Y'all see him hugging right there, embracing right there, man. That's everybody's worst nightmare, man. To lose a child, to lose a grandchild. You know what I mean? That's everybody's worst nightmare, man. So, yeah. Your kid's supposed to bury you, man. You're not supposed to bury your kids, man. So, like I said, happy birthday to Nolan Wells. My heart goes out to his family. You know, no matter how this thing turns out, whether what the outcome is, whether somebody's arrested for murder or not, You know what I mean? Still rest in peace to the young man. And, you know, my heart goes out to him, man. Whatever happened to him, gang. And that's what we all searching for, man. Answers. Everybody just wants the truth, transparency. What's going on, man? You know, either way, you got to look at it and say, man, that's everybody's worst nightmare, man. Smash that like button and salute to his parents, man. Salute to his parents, man. Salute to his parents. Now, of course, you know, the DA spoke. The DA put out some things, you know what I mean? And that's her face right there. Y'all know, y'all know that untrustworthy DA face. That's her right there. And, you know, will they be transparent with us about any more of this investigation? That's what people want to know. You know what I mean? What will we find out in this investigation? What is going on behind closed doors? Well, we kind of heard from the DA. They put a letter out, you know what I mean, saying some things on his birthday out of all days. But I think it might have been yesterday or today. But either way, man, you know, people feel skeptical about this investigation. A lot of people think that something is being hid. We found out that I believe that she is married to an FBI agent. We found out that, you know, of course, that Warren's mom is a judge. People feel like this is Mississippi, where they have a history of, you know, racism and crime against black people. To this day, we see black people being found hanging from trees and poles and shit. So we all praying for Mississippi. But you niggas in Mississippi go eat y'all some goddamn guns. Yeah. I hope every Mississippi nigga, there should be a rule from now, a goddamn law. If you from Mississippi, nigga, you better have a piece. Yeah, nigga, fuck this kind of piece, nigga. No. Get you one of them. Yeah. Get you one of them, man. That's my message to Mississippi tonight, man. Fuck this kind of piece. Go get you one of them. You feel me? Yeah. Go get you one of them if you in Mississippi, man. Go get you a goddamn pistol. Go get you a weapon, man. I'm being for real, man. If niggas are being hung on trees and shit still and all that going on, man, and you know what I mean, and shit like this, man, come on, man. If you in Mississippi, nigga, you better have a goddamn switchblade. You better have something, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know how I'm rocking. I don't gotta get my shit out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't make me break my Crocodile Dundee knife out, nigga. And I'm in Texas, but I'm ready to handle business. Smash that like, but if you in Mississippi, man, protect yourself at all times. Yeah, treat life like a boxing match in Mississippi, nigga. Protect yourself at all times. Smash that like button, and let's hear what's going on, the latest in the mysterious case of Nolan Wells. Smash that like button, gang. Let's see what's going on with the DA's office, man. You know what I mean? They done sealed everything up. What the fuck are they hiding? If that autopsy says he drowned, why ain't they put it out by now? Yeah, smash that like button, gang.
Kilrath has
Smash
now
that
finally
like
responded
button
to cover up accusations and corruption claims involving the investigation of Nolan Wells' mysterious death. Since the beginning of this case, online users have been vocal about their suspicions and their lack of trust with state officials assigned to figuring out what happened to Nolan Wells. As we all know, Wells' death is publicly determined as unsolved after he would first disappear on July 4th, and later his body would be found on Horn Island, Mississippi, where he was last seen with friends. The story has created speculation and outrage for many who question what really happened to the black 18-year-old that day, and questions if the investigation surrounding his death is properly and thoroughly being handled. As far as Angel McIlrath, who is over the case, she is now releasing a statement to respond to anyone who takes issue with how her office is moving forward and their lack of transparency, as the investigation currently awaits to be presented to a grand jury now that several things in the investigation have been completed, like Wells' state autopsy. As district attorney, I do not have the same freedom to share information publicly that private individuals may have. For example, I do not have the freedom to release letters I've sent in this investigation, discuss witness cooperation, or the testing of evidence. I do not have the freedom to identify what information is verified and what information.
So basically, if there is two secret witnesses, we won't know who they are. And this thing goes before a grand jury, we'll never know who they are. You know what I mean? Unless we can figure that online. Now, I thought I had one. I think I said the dude Lucas, remember the Mexican with the big ass mustache, who said, I seen Nolan, he was hammered, man. I thought he was the witness. But they're saying the witnesses are a little bit older than him. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't even know if it's two witnesses or not. We don't even know that shit. And that's the most suspicious thing about this investigation right now, is after the CETO call comes out of nowhere, here comes two mysterious motherfucking witnesses. They say these two witnesses, they know Nolan Wells very well. They've been knowing him for forever. But yet and still, you mean to tell me these two witnesses, they went and sit there and talk to Crump or his parents? Smash that goddamn like button, y'all. We are reading a letter from the DA's office. Smash that like button, gang. This is the latest on the DA's office.
To identify what information is verified and what information is false. I do not have the freedom to publicly adopt a narrative and choose one fact over another, nor do I control the information released by private individuals
Shout out to
who
Holly
are not
Girl.
part of the investigation team. I cannot control whether private individuals release letters they have sent to me, just as I cannot prevent them from releasing letters I have sent to them. I cannot control which facts or bits of information are shared or whether that information is being shared in context, twisted, or misconstrued. Public commentary does not make the speaker transparent. Just like exercising restraint consistent with the laws does not make the process corrupt. The fact that something is said does not necessarily mean it's actually true. Prosecutors are held to the highest ethical standard under the law, as we should be. The people we serve deserve no less. I understand that a void is perceived when some are speaking publicly about a matter while others do not. I would be stepping outside the bounds of the law if I were to fill that void and share information publicly.
I want to say this. T-Ski just said, how do we know they haven't talked to Crump or the parents? Now, I would hope that Ben Crump is being transparent with us. You know what I mean? And you're right, T-Ski. You know what I mean? I can't take nothing away from nobody's opinion in this chat right now. You're right, T-Ski. But I would hope that Crump, you know what I mean? Because some people still say, well, what's up with that phone, man? What's going on with that damn phone? Is Crump not going to turn it over? Is the parents not going to turn it over? Some people are really sketchy about that. But, you know, if there are two witnesses that seen Nolan Wells after 4:30, after his other group of friends who he came with had already left, you would think that if they talked to Ben Crump or they talked to Christine or the dad, that they would tell them no. You know, they were already gone, man. You know, Nolan was still alive right here with everybody on the island when Warren and White and Bart, all those guys left, man. They was gone already. And we was here talking to Nolan. We seen him a couple of times on Horn Island after 4:30. So, yeah, I mean, salute to everybody. But how y'all feel, gang? You right about that. Shout out to T-Ski, man. You right. At this point, we got to kind of question everything. Smash that like button, gang.
All of the public pressure being placed on my office, filling that void would only serve to get pressure off of me.
Yolanda Lewis, salute, gang.
There is no pressure that can be placed on me and no force that is greater than the weight of the oath I took and my responsibility to the people I serve. My obligation and commitment is to present the grand jury with all the evidence collected in this case in order for them to reach a decision based on a thorough investigation, complete evidence presentation, the actual truth, and an understanding of the law. I am obligated to do so in keeping with the law and the rules of the court. On July 23rd, 2026, I released a recorded statement explaining the process and what the people of Jackson County should expect in this matter. There is nothing more to be shared at this time. I caution the public about assigning trustworthiness to things they read and see online. I also ask, rather than those individuals demanding that I step outside the bounds of the law and make public statements, we all step back and allow the process to work and allow us to do the job we were elected to do. I stand firmly on the rule of law and my ethical obligations. That is what the people of Jackson County elected me to do. I will present the grand jury with a thorough, complete, and fair investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. Now, the reason for this response looks to be in direct connection with several recent emails released that were directed to her office from Wells's family representatives, in which the most recent email would address a demand she would allegedly make for Wells's family to turn in his cell phone for examination within a 48-hour window. Along with claims that she and her office were not following the path of a joint examination of Wells's phone, as agreed upon when she would meet Wells.
And guess what? I want to say this. I'm hearing today that the phone is still not been turned over. Now, I'm not for sure if it's the DA's fault or if it's Ben Crump's fault, whoever you want to point the finger at right now. I know everybody feels different here. But as of right now, whatever's going on, the phone still has not been investigated. It has not been extracted yet. The phone is still in the hands of the family, from what I believe. I thought yesterday they might have linked up and they might have been doing something, but far as we know today, the phone has not been turned over quite yet. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Family and their attorney, Benjamin Crump, on July 15th. Your letter sent to Eric Hertz on August 12th at 12:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time set a deadline for the Wansleys to deliver the phone to your office by August 14th at 9 a.m. This is not practicable for a number of reasons. First, the date and time you proposed provided less than 48 hours notice. Moreover, the Wansleys were outside Mississippi when your letter was sent and are not scheduled to return until after the deadline you unilaterally imposed. Second, the parties never agreed to simply deliver the phone to your office. Instead, the agreement was that we would set a mutually agreeable date and time for the phone to be examined together by your office's forensic professionals, our forensic professionals, and possibly the FBI as well. For some who would take notice of this letter, they would immediately sound off across social pages and further accuse McIlrath and Mississippi officials assigned to the case for shady tactics and potential strategies to disrupt any legitimate findings about Wells' passing.
On July 15th, the Mississippi DA
Shout out to this dude right here, man. I forgot his name. Trent Out Loud. Yeah, Trent Out Loud be doing his thing, man. Salute to Trent Out Loud.
agreed to jointly examine Nolan Xavier Wells' cell phone. But now, all of a sudden, August the 12th, you give Nolan's mom 48 hours to hand in the cell phone, and now you no longer want to examine it together. If that's not corruption, I don't know what is. What changed between July the 15th and August the 12th? What are you afraid to show Nolan's mom in that cell phone?
Do y'all think it's evidence in the phone? Yes or no, gang? Do y'all think it's evidence in that cell phone? Do y'all think that cell phone holds a lot of clues to what might have went down that night? Far as, did anybody tamper with his phone? Why would they tamper with his phone? If he wasn't around his phone, and and they were looking for him, why go through his phone? Why delete anything? Or do y'all think, man, ain't nothing in that damn phone, man? That phone ain't nothing in that phone. That phone finna leave everybody still sitting right at square one, looking around, scratching their damn head. Smash that like button. Talk to me in the chat. I want to hear from everybody. No matter how you feel on this platform, gang. I'm very unbiased. However you feel over here, gang, talk to me in my chat about it, gang.
Oh, and the corruption doesn't just stop there. You gave Nolan's mom 48 hours to produce that phone while she was out of town, and it was impossible for her to give you that phone in those 48 hours.
For some online, Wells' friends who he traveled to the island with have remained key persons of interest. Now, at the top of July, McIlrath would become a discussion for former Mississippi Judge Carlos Moore, who, while on Facebook Live, would issue a warning about her from his previous dealings.
I had the unfortunate experience of meeting the DA.
Okay.
McIlrath back in 2019.
Remember, this is a judge. I think he was banned from being a judge anymore. I gotta go see his story. I know he said something about it, but this guy was banned from being a judge in Mississippi. He said it was some racist shit against. They screwed him over. Smash that like, but yeah, he said he has had dealings with this shady, janky ass DA. Smash that like button. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man, and rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Smash that like button, gang. Hit the thumbs up, gang.
When I was a partner with the Cochran firm, and Toussaint Diamond Sims was killed by a Morris Point Police Department officer on August the 8th, 2019. It was caught on video. There were several witnesses that said that young man had nothing in his hands when he was shot 5 times in the back by that Morris Point cop. 5 times in the back, nothing in his hands. DA McIlrath presented all that evidence, overwhelming evidence, and she still could not secure an indictment of that officer in Jackson County. So before everybody goes and starts singing her praises, let's make sure she's not going to do another sham presentation to the grand jury. And we know that you can present things to various grand juries until you get an indictment. It's mighty funny that the regular saying is you can indict a ham sandwich. With all that evidence, after someone was killed in 2019, and I happen to represent the family at that time as a partner in the Cochran firm, and I met with her as well as the family, similar to what happened today, so I've been through that process with her. She will offer you sweet tea. She's a nice, good Southern belle, but can she get you justice?
He's saying she's a nice, good Southern belle. She got a Southern hospitality. She's a nice Southern white woman, but But will she give you justice? Is she gonna fuck you over in the long run though? Is a lot of evilness and shadiness and racism behind that Southern belle smile? Smash that like button, gang. Rest in peace to Nolan.
We're not gonna sleep on you, Angel. Excuse me. We're not gonna sleep on you. This time, we expect you to present the evidence in a manner like you present it in other situations, that you can secure an indictment or indictments. I do know you don't have to be indicted for anything to be arrested. All of this evidence is out there now. It should have been presented to a judge by now. Some of it for probable cause to make some arrest. Some of it to get the search warrants. I am not about any dilatory tactics. You're not going to punt the ball and put it on the grand jury. Certain folks need to be arrested now. If there's so much evidence, evidently there's enough evidence for the FBI to now be involved. Evidently there's enough evidence now for the DA to announce that she's going to present things to the grand jury. There's nothing to present.
But remember, you know what I mean, at that we found out that the DA, you know what I mean, old Angel is what, married to a goddamn FBI agent. Smash that like button, gang. You know what I mean? People keep saying the FBI is involved. The FBI is involved. The FBI is involved. If this is true, if she's married to an FBI agent, he's still a part of the FBI, and you know he got some motherfucking pull over there. Then that might not mean shit if we don't trust the DA.
To a grand jury if there's an accidental drowning.
As of recent, Wells's family has went on to double down on their willingness to participate in an investigation of his phone, to examine the data was ever removed after his disappearance.
What does it sound like, gang? Do I sound good? Somebody said the video is echoing. Do everything sound good on y'all end? Give me a yes or a thumbs up or something if everything sound good. Let me know in the chat, gang. How do I sound tonight? How do I sound? How does the video sound? Talk to me, gang.
Along with finding any information that can help with the investigation. For those who don't know, Wells's phone was allegedly left on the boat he would travel on to Horn Island and would later be tracked by his family after his friends would have his phone in their possession. In an interview with online commentator Officer Tatum at the end of July, Wells's friends would push back on any suspicions that they were hiding Nolan's phone from his family.
Everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat, so Wyatt put it in his truck, you know, like it's normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her.
And did you guys go through the phone or?
Of course not. I mean, well, none of us had a reason to go through Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat. Why would it be? And the boat was having issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything.
As of this report, it is still unclear when McIlrath plans to meet with the grand jury to determine if there are any criminal charges that can be made in connection to Wells's passing. Let's talk about them in the comments below. Now that we've heard from Mississippi DA McIlrath, do concerns still remain? Or do you agree with her approach on finding out what happened? McIlrath plans to meet.
Do y'all feel like Nolan's family, you know what I mean, deserves, you know, more answers from the DA? And of course I know y'all gonna say yes. But do y'all think it was a good idea for them to seal this evidence up? You know what I mean? They saying it's going crazy online. They feel like they feel like the more information that gets out is really, you know what I mean? It's really, I guess, creating some kind of, you know, this or that. Everything they put out, people have said so far, you know, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Far as especially the things they haven't put out, I'm gonna say, not put out. You know, they came out and said from the very start that, you know, no foul play whatsoever. You know what I mean? This came right out. No autopsy, no toxicology report, no nothing. They screamed no foul play from the start. That was Sheriff Ledbetter. From that point on, everybody has been very skeptical of this shit, man. So I want to say that the DA's office, you know what I mean, and the Ocean Springs police, whoever, y'all got to take responsibility for the way people feel in this situation, man. Y'all jumped the gun before y'all had any, you know, before y'all looked for any evidence. People still feel like y'all haven't looked or really searched or done anything for real when it comes to the investigation. But they understand, man. People are mad at y'all or fucked and, you know, a little upset with y'all, man. They fucked up that y'all said that shit, man. Yeah, 713 was good, my guy. They fucked up that that y'all came out so early and screamed no foul play. So nobody ain't trusting shit, man. Yeah. You can't be mad at the people, man. As of right now, the people ain't trusting shit, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. And I want to go here, gang. I want to go here. Because Nolan Wells' family spoke out today, man. You know what I mean? On ABC News Live. Let's hear from Nolan Wells' family about how they feel, you know, on his birthday today. Smash that like button, gang.
Family marked what would have been the team's 19th birthday today with a National Day of Prayer. The Mississippi teen went missing after going out on a boat trip with friends on the 4th of July. His body was recovered 2 days later, and his cause of death remains unknown. Joining us now are Nolan's parents, Christine Wells Wansley and Elmore Wansley. They're joined by family attorney Ben Crump. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
man.
Day. Christine, give us a sense of what the hardest part of today is.
Not having.
Do I have an echo, gang? What does it sound like, gang? What does it sound like? Do I have an echo again? What does it sound like, gang? Talk to me in chat. What does it sound like? Do I have an echo again? Let me know in my chat right now. What does it sound like on y'all end? What does it sound like? Is it echoing? Is it echoing a little bit? Hold on, gang. Let me see. Let me try to do something real quick, gang. I'm not for sure why it's echoing. Give me 1 second, gang. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Y'all here rock with me, gang. Give me 1 second, gang. Let me do something real quick. Let me see if this will work. Let me see if this will work real quick. Hold on, gang. Hold on. Let me just pull it up in a new window real quick and see. You know what I mean? What it sound like. All right, let me see. All right, hold on, gang. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on, gang. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me just pull it up in a new window. Here we go. Let me try. Tell me what does it sound like now?
Mark, what would have been the team's 19th birthday today with National Day of Prayer. The Mississippi team went missing after going out
Is it still echoing?
on a boat trip with friends on the 4th of July. His body was recovered 2 days later, and his cause of death remains unknown. Joining us now are Nolan's parents, Christine Wells Walmsley and Elmore Walmsley. They're joined by...
Y'all said that one sounds even worse. Okay, I'm going to take that down there. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm going to take that one down there. My bad, gang. My bad. I'm going to take that one down, man. I'm going to take that one down. I'm not for sure. That's just the way it sounds. Let me see. Hold on. You know what I mean? You know what? We'll come back to that. Don't worry. I'll come back to that.
Him here.
I'll come back to that. Let me see. Hold on. But I do want to hear that, though. I mean, I do want to hear that, but I will come back to that, man. Yeah, it's kind of. I know it's kind of in and out a little bit. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Smash that like button. We'll come back to that, man.
If she
but
hasn't,
first, I want to go. I want to go
I
here.
give
gang.
her no credibility. Evidence.
Let me see. I want to go here. You know what I mean? I was gonna save her. I was gonna save this for a little bit, but I'm gonna go here because let me see. Let me take this down. Yeah, I want to go here real quick. Let me see. Let me move this to the front real quick. 1 second, gang. 1 second. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. I want to go here real quick, gang, because today, man, I know y'all rock with her, man. I know y'all rock with Nancy Grace, man. And Nancy Grace was over there doing her thing today once again, man. And Nancy Grace is saying that, you know, she kind of believes this new witness statement. She believes that something most definitely happened to Nolan Wells out there on Horn Island. She believes that it's somebody out there that did see more. She brought Officer Tatum on the show, a few people back on the platform today, man. And, you know, of course, your girl Nancy Grace had a lot of hard questions for people. But Nancy Grace believes, I believe that she truly believes something happened to Nolan Wells. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man. Rest in peace to him, man. Let's check in with the final boss, you know what I mean, of Karen's, Nancy Grace. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells. Put a little gas in there, gang. If y'all rock with me tonight, gang, put some color in my chat and put some gas in the air, man. Salute to everybody, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man.
Torpedo.
Two confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island around 6 p.m. The Triton, as you said, left around 4:30.
What witnesses? Where? Who, what, where, why, and when?
I have not spoken publicly about this before, but I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells from a boat nearby. What I saw has stayed with me, and I believe it's important information. I have provided or intend to provide my account to the appropriate...
Do y'all believe this? Because I believe we went over some of this yesterday, man. Do y'all believe these witnesses? They say they got witnesses that we don't know about. Do y'all believe there's other witnesses out there, as far as people, not witnesses, but people who saw Nolan, you know, after 4:30? Do you believe that it's somebody out there that really knows what happened to Nolan Wells? Smash that like button, gang. And I'm not talking about somebody, I ain't talking about, you know, somebody who did something to him, one of the killers or somebody that, you know what I mean? Do you believe it's a witness out there that could possibly come forward and bust this Nolan Wells situation wide open? Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang.
Investigators, because Nolan's family deserves the truth. Out of respect for the ongoing investigation, I won't speculate beyond what I personally observed. While I was on the boat near the area, I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals. I saw what appeared to be an argument that escalated after there was a dispute involving Nolan's phone. I heard Nolan yelling for his phone to be returned. The argument continued after the group reached shore, and I observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them to stop. At that point, I left the area because the situation had appeared to be getting worse. I did not remain long enough to witness what happened afterward. Everything beyond what I personally observed would be speculation, so I cannot honestly say what occurred after I left. Then she said she messaged one of the individuals that she saw, hey, I just want to say I was a passenger.
Do y'all think this is some bullshit? You know what I mean? It's always somebody coming out saying, we done heard this a couple of times. Do y'all think this is some bullshit? Or do y'all believe Nasco? Remember, they're saying a group of people fighting at 5 p.m. You know what I mean? They talk about these altercations that went down on Horn Island. You know, we heard about 2 fights. We heard about Warren brother being in the fight. We heard about Tracy, you know, getting his ass whooped up behind his own girl, behind his own chick. Yeah. But do y'all think that it's a possibility that Nolan Wells was involved in an altercation out there? Or the altercation was on the boat with his partners? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rocking with me.
On another boat, and I saw the argument between you guys, and we'll go to the police with this information. I also have video footage. My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was taken and how you guys were upset at Nolan because of the young lady.
That from Secret Service Sam on TikTok. Okay, how is this helping the investigation? I'm trying to make sense of so many people online making comments. Now, if this is true, if there is a witness who has a husband with her on the boat and they took a certain amount of video, it could change everything, especially if the video is time stamped. Straight out to veteran trial lawyer, defense attorney Philip Dubay joining me. He's joining us out of LA, formerly in the public defender's office. They try a ton.
I know. I seen y'all hit me in the inbox saying, Sco, this has everything to do with Katie, bro. This has, we gonna find out some new things about, do y'all think there was an argument about Katie? Do y'all feel me? Because a lot of people hit me up today saying, Sco, they're saying that this shit is behind Katie, that they got into it with Nolan on the island or on the boat. Somebody got into it with Nolan, and it was behind Katie. Smash that like button, man.
Of cases.
Smash that like button.
Philip, first of all, has she turned it into police? She said she was. If she hasn't, I give her no credibility at all. Look, I want this to be true. Why? Because I want the video. I want to see the timestamp on the video. I want to see, was he still on Horn Island at 4:30 when his acquaintances on the Triton boat?
Somebody said that might have been Trayston's fight they was looking at. You know what I mean? They think all niggas look alike. That might have been Trayston's fight. Smash that like button, gang. Even though Trayston and Nolan don't look alike. Smash that like button, gang.
Left? I want that video. And if she hasn't brought this forward to LE, law enforcement, then it means nothing to me. I mean, if I know a young man turns up dead in the water, and I know there's a controversy surrounding this. I mean, we know she knows that because she's gone online and posted it. Then why not hand it over to police?
Agreed. And it should go to the grand jury for part of their investigation. But I got to tell you, if I were cross-examining her, should this even go to trial, the first question I'd ask her on that 4th of July, what she had been drinking. Before that video got activated, everybody would want to
put him up.
And smoke. You know how many people were partying?
Okay, man. Have you lost your mind? You defend criminal cases. I bet everybody you put on the stand has either been high, drunk, or worse.
Damn. God damn, Nancy, smash that like button. Shout out to Compton Bomb, man. He still believes that Katie holds the clues to everything in this case, man. Shout out to Compton Bomb. Shady Katie said, he said, follow Katie and you'll find out what happened to Nolan Wells. Salute to everybody, but man, we ain't heard nothing but lies, said Miss Poochie. Salute to Miss Poochie. She said, everything we've heard, man, they've been lying, man. Nothing but lies. Smash that like button. Shout out to Miss Poochie in a bit, man. Y'all put some color in this chat. Hit the thumbs up, gang. Yeah, Nancy Grace. Goddamn, girl. Yeah, she be fucking her guests over, don't she? She be fucking her guests over. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. But this dude want to know, was the people drunk? Who are any of these witnesses, so-called witnesses on Horn Island, you know, have they been drinking? Same thing that we said though. We with Tatum and the two witnesses. He claimed that there's two witnesses out there. Were they drunk? They said no, that they did not ask them that they've been drinking. As far as he was concerned, see, this that bull. I want to know if motherfuckers was drunk and high. They say that cocaine was being passed around. They say them shrooms was out there. They say them good old shrooms was out there. They say that goddamn alcohol was flowing. Everything was on tap. It was going down, man. They say the goddamn pills was popping. Not saying Nolan Wells was doing that, but they, it's Horn Island, 4th of July. People everywhere. Damn well people are out there faded and fucked up. So I think that's a fair question when it comes to any witness was, hey, man, had you been drinking?
During the altercation, every witness is not a nun, a priest, or a virgin. Everybody on Horn Island was drinking, man. What are you talking about? I don't care if she took a drink. I want the video.
You want the truth is what you want. You want the truth. And let's
and that would be the video. Yeah.
Remember, Nancy.
Okay.
Not consistent.
Brandon Tatum is joining us. So after all that, all you have to say is, was she drinking? That's your takeaway from that? Joining me is Brandon Tatum.
Y'all know Brandon Tatum. Y'all know Officer Tatum, Stop 6 Tatum, Fort Worth Tatum, Murder Ben Tatum. She brought Tatum back on the show. Y'all know Tatum. Hey man, he rocking with with Nolan's ex-friends. He rocking with them all the way. Even before he knew who they was, before he ever met them in person, he was screaming they were innocent from the top of his lungs, from the top of a mountain. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. She did the last guest dirty than a mother. That was crazy. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man.
Police Officer Tucson, now star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube, who famously has interviewed the acquaintances who all say they had nothing to do with it. Let's just put that out there. He's interviewed them extensively. I want to talk about not what you want to talk about, Brandon Tatum, which is they had nothing to do with this because I met them and I believe them. So noted.
Right.
Can we talk about a potential witness to an altercation? And she seems to suggest it was over Katie. Why? Don't know what the altercation was. Maybe it was, hey, leave her alone and get on the boat. Or
do y'all feel like this is behind Katie? Compton bombing in my chat saying the whole time this might have something to do with Katie. A lot of y'all were saying, even if they did something to him, y'all were saying Bart was upset, with Nolan behind Katie. Do y'all feel like, man, whatever happened to Nolan Wells, it got something to do with that goddamn white girl he was with all day in that water? Talk to me, gang. Do y'all feel like, man, whatever happened to Nolan Wells, happy birthday to the young brother. I'm lighting some gas up for you now, Nolan. I know you turned 19, man. Smash that like game. Do y'all think whatever happened to Nolan Wells? I mean, they in Mississippi. We heard about the Klan being in Ocean Springs and near them areas and shit. This was on Horn Island, but we hear about different things in Mississippi to this day, man. People still being hung, a lot of injustice, a lot of racism, and that's all throughout the South. I'm not gonna make it seem that's throughout the world. That's throughout the United States. But we know Mississippi is a big target, a big melting pot for racist people. You know what I mean? It's always been a melting pot, but the home of a lot of racist old ass white folks. That shit is being passed down. We feel like black folks still hanging from trees and shit. Like I said, black baby just shot in the parking lot of Walmart. Do y'all feel like Nolan Wells being a black man fucking with a white girl, Horn Island, 250th year anniversary, 4th of July, Saturday, everybody drinking, having a good time. Do y'all think somebody had a problem with Nolan Wells, mingling and grinding and gripping and really kicking it with Katie? Talk to me in my chat, gang. Talk to me in my chat. Talk to me, goddammit. Talk to me.
Leave her alone. She's my girlfriend. Or it could be anything. But if there is a witness placing Nolan seemingly in the water, I can't tell that, but having an argument with another person, a partier at Horn Island, that is significant. It could prove or disprove your friend's timeline.
Well, Nancy, I think that it's a big obstacle to climb here because I've never heard of this altercation whatsoever. Nobody that I've talked to
My bad. Y'all can hear shit I was saying. My bad, gang. Y'all can hear shit I was saying. Okay, my bad. Nate, my bad, gang. My bad. That's that Reggie talking. That's that Reggie, man. It is Nolan Wells' birthday. Y'all got that Reggie in there. My bad. Nate Coleman says sheriff didn't say no foul play. He says the ongoing investigation. There's an autopsy tomorrow, and there's no evidence of foul play at this time. Well, Nate Coleman, the autopsy has been done, fam. Their autopsy was done before Ben Crump's. I don't believe they're releasing the autopsy tomorrow, fam, because it's going before a grand jury, and it seems like everything is sealed up. Now, if they do, I'd be shocked. I mean, I'm not for sure, but I haven't heard anything about the autopsy dropping tomorrow. That'd be big-ass news. I haven't heard that. And Sheriff Ledbetter most definitely came out and said that as of right now, there's no signs of foul play. Those were his exact words. You know what I mean? He should have said, hey, it's an ongoing investigation. I think that's what he should have said from the start. But Sheriff Ledbetter most definitely said, as far as they could see, it was no signs of foul play. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Have alluded that this altercation was real. And also Katie, whom I saw her text messages, she didn't even say this altercation occurred. What I will say is that if I was an investigator in this investigation, I want to hear that. I want to be able to compare that information to other things that we may have or other witness statements. But I don't think it's significant because it doesn't show if Nolan Wells was actually killed in that altercation. She's claiming that there was an altercation between him arguing with somebody else. There was a potential fight, but that doesn't get me to how did he drown? How did he get in the water? And how did he not recover and come home to his family? So I would take that into consideration. I would compare that to the other interviews that I've done, but I don't think it's significant whatsoever. However, I would be incredibly skeptical because there's no other statements that I've heard from anybody that comes even close to an altercation with Nolan Wells and others over a girl.
Number one, he's dead shortly after an alleged altercation with another male. We think over a woman. See, in my world, I put together both circumstantial and direct evidence. Direct evidence would be, for instance, DNA or a fingerprint. Circumstantial evidence is the timing of the alleged altercation and his death. Right?
Nancy,
so, it's hard for me to believe that there's some kind of altercation on Horn Island just before he dies. And they were not connected. That's hard for me to believe.
You can shut your bitch ass up, Tatum, and let her finish. Yeah, you shut your bitch ass up. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Tatum doesn't want to believe, even though Tatum came out and said that, people hit him up in his inbox and said it was altercation, that he believes that, Nolan Wells might have been hurt or murdered on that island, but he making sure he's clear the dudes on the boat. He's saying they was gone. Remember, he even said that, something could have happened to Nolan, but they was gone. Warning them, they were gone. They were gone. If something happened to him, I got somebody to inbox me and said they were a witness. They seen something happen to Nolan. They seen the altercation. They seen him being jumped, but it was long after 4:30. So I thought even Tatum admitted at one point in time that, yes, it's the chance that Nolan Wells had been murdered.
Male.
Let me run it back to the Let me see.
Others over a girl.
Number one, he's dead shortly after an alleged altercation with another male. We think over a woman. See, in my world, I put together both circumstantial and direct evidence. Direct evidence would be, for instance, DNA or a fingerprint. Circumstantial evidence is the timing of the alleged altercation and his death. Right?
Nancy,
so
Nancy,
it's hard for me to believe that there's some kind of altercation on Horn Island just before he dies. And they were not connected. That's hard for me to believe that.
Well, Nancy, she's not saying he lost the fight. She's not saying that he got beat up. If you look at the autopsy, there's no clear signs of blunt force trauma to his face or any of the vital areas that could kill him. So it doesn't appear that there's any indication that he lost a fight, that there was
Well, I mean, what about the back of the head, Tatum? Yeah, what about the back of the head? You know what I mean? What about the back of the head? People are saying, well, or medical examiners are saying it could be just the body, the blood, settling in the back of the head. He could have been laying on his back, during these autopsies. Maybe that's what it is. But that hasn't been confirmed yet. We haven't even heard the state's autopsy at all. What are they going to say? A lot of things Ben Crump put out was inconclusive and undetermined. So we still don't know about this red discoloration in the back of his head. Smash that like button, salute to everybody building. Yeah, we just looking at everything, y'all. We got to break down everything. I hear what some people are saying when it comes to the discoloration, that could be from, from after death, the blood settles. But, some people think, nah, man, that's signs of some kind of injury. Smash that like button, hit the thumbs up, gang.
Trauma in this particular fight that would lead to his death. And when you look at the autopsy, there is no blunt force trauma to his face. There is no lacerations or damages to the back of his head. This is redness that was underneath the skin.
Oh, wait, are you looking at the screen? Because I'm looking at a big red mark on the back of his head.
Yeah, but this is underneath the skin. This is not a big red gash that's in the back of his head, which would be consistent with blunt force trauma. This is something that occurred underneath the skin that could have been from pooling of blood after his death due to,
Okay, I need to explain something.
I'll let the experts talk about specifics, but it doesn't appear that.
Okay, let's do that. But I want everyone to understand why Officer Tatum is here. Officer Tatum and Philip Dubé and others on our panel tonight are taking a particular side. Right? It's called cross-examination, and it is similar to what happens in court. A theory emerges, a line of questioning emerges, and the other side tests it with fire under cross-examination. And then hopefully you get to the truth. Right now, we're talking about an alleged eyewitness to an altercation just before Nolan Wells is dead. If she has not handed this over to the police, it doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. But Tatum has a good idea, and that is, let's let an expert discuss it. To Joseph Scott Morgan, death investigator, professor of forensics, Jackson State University.
She pissed him off last time.
You can see him now on a hit podcast. It's on YouTube, Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan.
I got to check that
Joseph
out.
Scott,
Got to check
if
that
there
out.
had been not a blunt force trauma that Officer Tatum is describing, but a fist fight. If there had been a fist fight, plus body in water for multiple days, body decomposition, would you expect to see red marks on the hands at that juncture, on the face?
Talk to me.
What would you expect if there had been a fisticuffs?
Yeah, you would see, well, first off, above discolored areas, like consistent with contusions. If there are facial strikes or just body blows, you can actually see abraded areas over the surface of his fingers. And these are very subtle sometimes. And if there is decomposition, which we believe there is, particularly per the second autopsy that was performed, he didn't make note of this. And can I go one more step with this? And this is kind of graphic, but people need to understand this. This physician that did the second autopsy actually did what's referred to as a coronal sectioning of the face. So there were multiple incisions made into Nolan's face in this autopsy, this second autopsy. And this guy didn't see anything. He didn't see anything that was of import relative or indicative of blunt force trauma. And I would think that if there was
Okay. So they saying in the second autopsy, I guess they cut into Nolan's face to see if any blood force trauma or I guess any bruising or, had he been beaten by anything. Doesn't explain the back of the head, but he's saying, this is what he's saying. Allegedly in this second autopsy, they did some incisions to the face and they end up, they had to cut Nolan Wells' face wide open and examine that way. I guess that wasn't done in the first autopsy, but in the second autopsy, they cut deep into Nolan Wells' face. Yeah, I hate to hear that, man, but he's just telling us, I guess, allegedly. Smash that like button.
Particularly if he's fighting a group of people, these sorts of things, you're going to have injuries probably on the leading edges, or what we refer to as the blade of the arm right here on the forearm, the back of the hands, the knuckles, those points of contact. And certainly if there's facial strikes going on with him, which we find with blunt force trauma many times with fisticuffs, as you say, you'll see these strikes, you'll see marks on the face. There's nothing to indicate that in the second autopsy. Now, what the state has, I don't know, but I do know this. I know they're saying they're done with the autopsy,
right?
And that it's complete, which means the gross findings in the autopsy room, the tox
the histology, that means that autopsy report is complete.
Think about that, gang. Think about that. What y'all think about that? Real nice and hard right there. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. Think about that nice and hard. If their autopsy is done, the state's autopsy is done, right? They've been done. They done. You know what I mean? They performed the autopsy before the second autopsy. You know what I mean? And they're not launching a criminal investigation, or we don't know that. They're not telling us too much because I'm hearing rumors that it could be a criminal investigation. But as of right now, we don't know. We haven't heard anything like that. I think Ben Crump would have let us know if this had turned into a criminal investigation, and we ain't heard nothing like that from Ben Crump. So if their autopsy has been done, then, I mean, what's going on, gang? How do I sound, gang? Talk to me in the chat, yeah. How do I sound? How do I sound in the chat? Do I sound decent? How do I sound? I know y'all been saying there's been some echoing tonight. How do we sound? How do I sound? Smash that like button, gang. Let me see how long. Maybe it's me, man. I don't know. Maybe it's me on this end. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. Hold on. There we go. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute, gang. Talk to me in the chat, gang. Talk to me in the chat. Salute, gang.
They just haven't released their findings yet.
And speaking of that, Joe Scott Morgan, I've heard the same.
Like I said, we don't know. I mean, if the autopsy would have said he was murdered, if the state of Mississippi was sitting on an autopsy that said Nolan Wells was murdered, wouldn't y'all think it should be a murder investigation going on? Don't y'all think that's something that should be released to the public? Because with them saying they've sealed everything, it makes you wonder what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. And that's where they're making a bad move, man, is by not informing us or the parents about what's going on in this investigation. Now that the autopsy is done.
The autopsy is complete.
Yeah.
There are reports that there is no cocaine in Nolan's system.
Uh-oh.
That's uncorroborated reports.
Okay.
But a good source.
Nancy said she got a good source that Nolan Wells was not sniffing no cocaine, man. Rest in peace to Nolan, fam. Yeah. She's saying she got a good, reliable source that says Nolan Wells was not on that powder, man. He was not snorting no cocaine. I mean, there's no cocaine in the system, like I said. She said, a source told her this. So we haven't heard the toxicology report from Ben Crump team or from the state. So, you know what I mean? We just kind of hearing her out right now. But she's saying she has a great source that's saying Nolan Wells didn't have no cocaine whatsoever in the system. Not no Molly, not no, you know what I mean? No controlled substances from what I believe. Or at least they saying cocaine, but maybe it was no controlled substance whatsoever. Because we was hearing reports from Tatum that Nolan Wells was out there on his Tony Montana shit. He was out there snorting that Walter White, that Britney Spears, that Punky Brewster, that Christina Aguilera. They say Nolan was out there getting high than a motherfucker, man. That nigga was high. That's what Tatum said. That one of Nolan's close friends told him. We don't know if that's true or not. Smash that like button, gang. Nancy Gray said she has a reliable source that says he was not snorting no cocaine whatsoever.
No cocaine in the system.
Yep.
Joe Scott, when the body has been in the elements, such as the water, for that long, how can I confirm if he had been drinking or not?
Oh, you can still pull a BA, blood alcohol, or blood ethanol level, as it's referred to. And again, Nancy, we're not talking about someone that has been down for weeks and weeks. We can still do the BA, and it can come from urine, blood. We can still draw urine and find it pretty effectively. You'll have what's referred to as qualitative. We've talked about this before, and I know you understand that, but so our friends understand. You have a qualitative amount, which they say, yes, it is present. And then you have a quantitative amount where they do the measurement of the BAC, the blood alcohol content. Just think about DWI, DUI, wherever you're from, those levels. And then we get up to those lethal levels. That's really what I'm interested in relative. And yeah, I'm interested in any of the other toxicological findings you might have relative to anything illicit or illicit drugs, but particularly with alcohol, because that has been kind of this thing that has been said over and over and over again. Well, let me see it. I want to know what the blood alcohol level was like. And historically, I would like to know what his level of experience has been with alcohol. As you well know, because of cases you've worked on in the past, Nancy, if you're a lightweight, if you've never had anything to drink and you start taking on copious amounts of alcohol, and you're kind of a neophyte in this area, it can have very, very lethal outcomes.
Tell me this, gang. Tell me this. Talk to me, chat. Shout out to Miss Poochie 901. Shout out to Memphis, man. Like I say, when nobody gonna look out for me, Memphis is. Salute to Memphis in the building, man. Shout out to Miss Poochie, man. Who in this chat? Like I said, I know it's different people in the chat. It's different beliefs in the chat. Who in this chat feels like that it's a chance that Nolan Wells could have drank, too much alcohol? That Nolan Wells had maybe one too many beers, one too many shots. He got out there in the water and he drowned. Talk to me, gang. Is there anybody in the chat that feels like, man, you know what, Sco? There might just be a damn chance that Nolan Wells drowned, bruh. He was out there getting faded. His partners told him to come on. He stayed behind. He wanted to kick it with the girls, hang out with Katie, party with his other friends. And Nolan got too faded, man. And Nolan Wells slipped off. Nobody saw him. Who think is there any chance of that whatsoever to y'all here, gang? Or did he have to be murdered? Talk to me in the chat right now. Does he have to be murdered, or is it a chance that, man, this was a freak accident, man? Or do y'all feel like, you know what? Nah, bro. Somebody killed him. If nobody saw him disappear, then what the fuck is that? His cell phone on the boat, that looks suspicious. You know what I mean? He could swim. He's an 18-year-old at the time, strong athlete. There's no way he just vanished in thin air like that and just turned up, washed up 2 days later on Horn Island. Man, I want to hear what y'all believe in, gang. I'm watching my chat all night. Tell y'all don't think I'm looking over there, gang. I'm watching this chat, nigga. With a steady eye. Smash that like button.
Let me understand. Joseph Scott Morgan joining us, star of Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan on YouTube and Death Investigator. When I'm asking you, even if the body has been in the elements for a period of days, can I still get a blood alcohol? Maybe not from urine, but you certainly can't do a blow test. But can you take human tissue from one of the organs and extract a blood alcohol from human tissue?
No, it'd be very difficult. Generally, the liver is the best candidate. We'll spin that down, we'll take a section of it, spin it down, liquefy it. But again, I submit to you, Nancy, that he has not been down long enough to compromise the ability to get at least a quantitative amount. Yeah, to get a BA.
Okay. To Philip Dubé joining me, a veteran trial lawyer, defense attorney out of the LA jurisdiction. I'm not quite sure why you're so focused on who had been drinking. Let's take a look at the video. Let me answer that for you. Everybody was drinking. Okay. Everybody had a snootful. So even someone drinking can see an altercation, Dubé.
No, of course you can. I can see that crowd of people out there. It was a bustling,
a lot of people out there, man.
4th of July.
A lot of people out there, man. Remember, altercations and shit are breaking out. You know what I mean? We talk about that redness behind the head, but everybody also want to know about that throat, man. Why did they keep the throat during the autopsy, man? Was he choked out? Drop a one in the chat. You think Nolan Wells was choked out, man? On his birthday today, gang. Talk to me, fam. Salute to everybody in my chat, gang. Drop a one in this chat. You think, man, he was choked out, fam? He was choked out. That's why they kept the throat. They are hiding evidence. They are concealing evidence. That's why the throat wasn't given back. That's why Ben Crump's team was not able to perform an autopsy, because the first autopsy made sure they did a great job at sealing up evidence and making sure they could not do, you know what I mean, they full job. What if they were making him catch up with the boat swimming while they were all faded and he drowned? Some of them white boys be playing too much, said 901 Dre for real. Shout out to Memphis. Memphis be running the chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shout out to every other hood, every other state in here. Do y'all due diligence, man. Jump in this chat, man. Talk to me, man, because Memphis is in the building, man. It's 901 everything over here. Smash that like button. Where's Mississippi at tonight? Smash that like button, gang. Do y'all believe that he was choked out by somebody, whether it was one of the guys he came with or whether it was somebody on Horn Island? Do y'all feel like he was most definitely choked out for sure? Nolan Wells was murdered. That's why the autopsy, the first autopsy, the state held on to his throat. Have they even gave the family the throat back? You have that Ben Crump's team even had a chance to examine it. I don't believe so. We haven't heard nothing about that. At least we haven't heard that. Smash the like button, gang.
But who's to say that the people that she saw included Nolan Wells? And that's why you got to get into her ability to perceive and recollect being impacted by intoxicants such as alcohol. I would want to know if she had imbibed. I really would. Not to mention, the autopsy findings thus far do not reflect any type of physical insults or injury to his body. At most, what you have are
I'm asking
signs.
you about your fixation on the witness having been drinking. Joe Scott Morgan has already addressed the body. I'm talking to you about the alleged witness.
She
Yeah.
ain't, she ain't got no respect for this dude. I think the way he dressed, his hair. I'm sure that shit ain't real. Yeah. Yeah, it's something funny about his eyes. Somebody say he looked deceased. You know what I mean? Yeah, she ain't got no respect for this dude right here, man. Yeah, no respect for this guy or his profession. Smash that like button, gang.
Had in fact been drinking. I do believe, unless they really have a video showing him in HD quality, showing that he was in a fight, then I would call her ability to perceive, recollect, and even state that there was an altercation going on in her presence.
You know, Brandon Tatum joining us, Officer Tatum on YouTube. I've cross-examined a lot of witnesses, and I cross-examined them exactly on that. How far away were you? Did you know the target? Were you familiar with them? Was your vision obstructed by anything? Were you wearing glasses? Were you wearing sunglasses? What time of the day? I mean, I could go on and on. But unless you have a nun, a priest, or a virgin on the stand, or maybe Angel Gabriel might come down and testify, you have to take your witness as you find them. And I'm sure you've had a lot of drunk witnesses in Tucson to everything from a bar fight to a murder to a dope.
Somebody said he don't know shit. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Salute, gang.
I'd say a good 50% of witnesses were drunk at one time or the other. That doesn't mean they didn't see what they saw.
Let me see, before Tatum talk, let me see, Doe, I said, Blessings Go, you may be too young to remember this, but many people here in Maryland still question what really happened to the great Len Bias, who was hand selected by Red Auerbach to play for the Celtics. They said, OD, come on now, Doe, I done spoke on Len Bias before. You know what I mean? I done spoke, I done spent a #1 draft pick going to the Celtics. Stop it, Doe Eyes. I'm young. But yeah, I'm young, but I know now. I look at documentaries and watch things. Len Bias, man, I would never in my life, people be saying, Sko, you talk fast, you do this and that. Sko must be on cocaine. Trust me. When I seen the story of Len Bias, man, you got me fucked up. That dude was healthy, NBA player, young cat, 18, 19, snorted some coke and never woke up again. Hell no, smashed. I've always been afraid of cocaine. And I'm glad to hear that it's a good chance that Nolan Wells didn't have no cocaine in his system as well. That rumor was put out by none other than your boy Officer Tatum right here. Smash that like button, gang.
Well, from a law enforcement perspective, this is not cross-examination on the stand. This is us, what I would deal with the witnesses right on the scene. And I'm not too concerned of whether the person is drunk or not. I'm not going to test their blood alcohol level on the scene. I want to know specifically, what did you see? What are the identifying markers that you have to say that this is Nolan? If the person can describe them, maybe we'll do a show up. If we have like a video or a picture or something, we can show them and say, hey, does this match the person you think that was here? Then we'll have a good perspective. But there is a challenge here, because you do have to identify him. You can't just say it was a black man out there with curly hair and I think it was Nolan. You're going to have some clear identifying markers that this is Nolan, and then you have to identify the people he was fighting with and the girl. And I think this person is going to have a big challenge. I saw this text message. We reached out to the girl on social media. She never responded to us. I don't know if she ever really sent it in to the police, but it is problematic, in my opinion, if she hasn't. If you're going to say somebody is going to spend time in jail, or you're alluding to the fact they've committed a crime, and the fact now that we know that Nolan did not survive being out there at Horn Island, and you never submitted that to law enforcement, there's a potential that's tampering with evidence. If you have evidence of a crime and you're withholding that from law enforcement, and you knowingly and intentionally are doing that, that could be very problematic for a person claiming to be a witness.
Okay. Salute. So I hear Tatum. The Navy fire guy said, Sko, this is all distraction. The CTO call is the truth. Let's just get some brothers and pull up on Officer Beta. Man, look, man, us going to beat up Officer, if we fuck up Officer Tatum, they ain't gonna solve this, man. Yeah, us pulling up a bunch of brothers, we pull up to Horn Island, jump off a boat and shit. or go to wherever he at. Yeah, I mean, let's jump in there and stomping Tatum ass out. That's not going to solve this, man. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. I see some of my chat say Rayful Edmonds. Yeah, he was responsible for that uncut shit that was on the streets. I see y'all in the chat. I see everything, man. Smash that like button.
No, morally, it's wrong, but there is no duty under the law that you have to report yourself as a witness, that you have to volunteer information. You can stand on the side of a pool and watch somebody drown and do nothing unless you have a fiduciary capacity. And it's not a crime in our jurisprudence. So nothing.
Is that true, gang? Is that true? Talk to me in the chat real quick. I might be a little behind on the law, man. Can you stand there and watch somebody die and not render aid and just sit there and look and say, hey, man, could you watch somebody, like if somebody just drowning and shit, let's say your girl fall in the pool and shit, y'all go on vacation. Yeah, man, you just found out she was cheating on you, but that ain't got nothing to do with none of this. Y'all get there and shit like that. She somehow slipped, accidentally fall in the pool. And you like, hey, man, I don't know how to swim that good, man. If I jump in there, I'm going to die. That's not a crime if you sit there and just watch somebody drown and say, hey, I didn't push him in there. I have nothing to do with that. She just fell. That's not a crime. Okay. Somebody said, no, you got to call for help at least. I mean, I said render aid. You don't have to render any aid or make a 911 call. Talk to me, gang. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm brushing up with the law and shit. Talk to me, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. So that's not a crime. Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, you're withholding that from law enforcement.
Okay.
And you knowingly and intentionally are doing that. That could be very problematic for a person who claimed to be a witness.
No. Morally, it's wrong, but there is no duty under the law that you have to report yourself as a witness, that you have to volunteer information. You can stand on the side of a pool and watch somebody drown and do nothing.
Wow.
Unless you have a fiduciary capacity.
Wow.
And it's not a crime in our jurisprudence. So nothing is compelling her under the law to come forward. However, interesting, she did post it. She did identify herself. She did say she was going to police, and that would be my first line of cross. Did you take this to the police? And if she said no, all HELL break out in that courtroom. If you have information like this and you don't go to the police, no, fur would fly. Fur would fly. You ever seen a dog fly? That's what I mean by that. Fur would fly. So that would be a line of cross exam. Hold on. Something else. Before I go out to Susan Hendricks, Jeff Shetler, and Ben Dobrin, now information that there is, in fact, a criminal investigation.
Hearing that somebody who has an inside source is saying the DA's office in Mississippi is now looking at the Nolan Wells case as a criminal investigation and no longer an accidental drowning. Now, we can only pray that this is true. Obviously, we can't celebrate. We can't get excited at all.
I mean, y'all believe Secret Service Sam, and do y'all believe him? A lot of our sources has been Secret Service Sam tonight. We read some shit, Secret Service Sam, the same witness thing. I don't think we really rock with that. Who believes Secret Service Sam? Do anybody believe him? Some of the things he put out, I do rock with. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Secret Service Sam put out some shit sometime. I'd be like, man, I'm rocking with you, man. I rock with you. But sometimes it's some things he put out, I'd be like, bro, I don't know about that one, fam. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But I do rock with a lot of things that Secret Service Sam say. He a pretty cool dude. I fuck with him. But some of the shit he put out, just like Willie D, I rock with Willie D too. I rock with my guy Willie D too, but some things I'm like, okay, you just got to know what to keep and what to throw away, man. But salute to Secret Service Sam and Willie D for staying on top of the story and always giving us anything they hearing. You feel me? Because at this point, gang, with this story and this case, we need everything. Everything could be a goddamn clue. So salute to Secret Service Sam, man. Smash that like button, gang.
I have not seen Ben Crump announce this. It is not being reported by any other major media sources. But there are rumblings.
From Sam Crouppen. All right. I would like to point out that his source is a, quote, little birdie. Little birdies are saying that an inside source says the DA's office is now looking into the Nolan Wells as a criminal investigation. I can't put that up on the stand. Susan Hendricks joining me, investigative journalist.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't believe. I'm gonna keep 100 with y'all. I don't believe that. I just don't. I mean, shout out to little birdies or whoever's saying, well, I don't believe that shit, gang. Y'all rocking with Skull here tonight, gang. You know what I mean? Don't make me break the fax machine out. Remember, I used to be fax machine Skull back in the day. I ain't pull that bitch. I blew the dust off this bitch and break it out. And I believe that if this thing was, officially a criminal investigation, and if the word that got out, I think Ben Crump and his team would have done let us know that this thing is a criminal investigation. We wasn't crazy. Christine and Elroy, they was right the whole time. We knew it was some bullshit, and now they agree that it's some bullshit. You know what I mean? Might not know exactly who did what, but Nolan Wells was most definitely murdered. This is a motherfucking murder investigation. I think we would know that right now. Smash that like button, gang. So far as little birdie saying this is a criminal investigation, I need to hear it come from the family or Ben Crump. I need to hear one of them say it. Unless this is an inside source who knows something, you know what I mean, who got a connection with the DA's office and they know something about this thing that nobody else knows. The DA's office did say everything was sealed up. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I take the good with the bad in this situation, man. Smash that like button.
Downhill, my descent into the double murder in Delphi. Susan, you get laughed out of court. If your witness said, a little birdie told me, number one, that's hearsay, but a little birdie?
Yeah, exactly. It makes me wonder, did that woman, those text messages about some sort of altercation, is the grand jury analyzing this as we speak? Because finally the DA came out and said, look, I can't release anything that's going on, but let it be clear, and I'm paraphrasing, that we are investigating this with a grand jury.
Susan Hendricks, you're absolutely right. She states most recently, this is the elected district attorney. My obligation and commitment is to present the grand jury with all the evidence collected in the case in order for them to reach a decision based on a thorough investigation, complete evidence presentation, the actual truth, and an understanding of the law. I'm obligated to do so in keeping with the law and the rules of the court. She goes on to say, I stand firmly on the rule of law and my ethical obligation. That is what the people of Jackson County elected me to do. I will present the grand jury with a thorough, complete, and fair investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. Now, is there a criminal investigation?
Is this a criminal investigation?
According to some sources, there is. We keep hearing there is no criminal investigation. To Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, what is the truth of it?
Talk to me, chat. You know what I mean? Talk to me. I know we talk about this Nolan Wells thing. I'll be honest, I'll be over here so into everything and looking at other things and reading the chat, reading the comments. Do y'all think, gang, this will turn into a criminal investigation? You know what I mean? We're hearing maybe it's some rumors that it is. I don't know. You know me. I got to hear it from real sources. You know what I mean? Nancy Grace is real, but she's saying she don't even know if this is real or not. So we got to hear it from some real sources. But do y'all think it's a chance that this will turn into a criminal investigation, man? Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Happy birthday, young brother, for sure, man. Will this turn into a criminal investigation? Will we see somebody be arrested for the murder of Nolan Wells one day? Y'all talk to me in my chat, because I'm most definitely reading it, man. I'm most definitely reading it.
Right.
Nancy, it hasn't been announced that there's a criminal investigation, but it just stands to reason that they are doing a full investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. At this point, we don't have a cause of death, Nancy. They have not released the reports on the autopsy that was done by the state, completed weeks ago. We don't know anything. Nothing's been released. So whether they're doing a criminal investigation or not, I think it stands to reason they are investigating to every piece of evidence they can find to determine what happened and what they can present, they being investigators, to the grand jury.
Smash that like button.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are
We
$9.
I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation.
This is the DA, y'all. This is the DA. You know what I mean? This is Angel. This is the DA. She's letting this is the message she put out, or the statement, the video she put out to let everybody know that, hey, they handling this thing the right way, but they are sealing everything up, and the public won't know too much of nothing. This is a secret. That's what I'm gonna call the shit. This is what I think she said. And I don't trust her face, man. I told y'all, she gotta kick his ass, Billy. That's just what her face screams to me, man. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, racist roper ass white girl. But I could be totally wrong. I don't know her. But that's just the vibe again. They say she's married to an FBI agent. Yeah, we're hearing that she's married to an FBI agent. This was the video she put out letting everybody know that it was going to be a secret goddamn investigation. How do y'all feel about the DA, man? Smash that like button, gang.
Demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation and the grand jury proceeding.
And tonight, more rumblings that the wrong boat was searched.
The MDMR report states that the searched vessel was called a Tide craft, right? On July 8th. But witnesses show he used a Tide line boat on July 4th.
So are people saying now that that they got the boats wrong? That we don't know whose boat was who? Break this down to me, gang. I've been hearing different rumors about these boats and what was the name of one of the boats, the size of one of the boats, what boat each one boy was each dude had rode on out there. What's going on with the boats, man? Hey, have they pulled a goddamn fleet flicker on us? If you don't know the fleet flicker is, that's that fake handoff, and you know what I mean? Have they pulled the goddamn fleet flicker on us, gang? You know what I mean? We know they only got data on one boat. Smash. I mean, did they pull the fleet flicker on our bitch ass? Smash that like button, gang. That's the fake handoff.
MDMR report, right down at the bottom in the yellow, it says Tide craft, not Tide line.
From Sam Crouppen to Ben Dobrin, emergency response diving instructor and trainer. Ben, thank you for being with us. What about the mistake in the name of the boat, if it was in fact a mistake? And could that explain any problem in getting GPS information?
Well, absolutely, because they're two different brands of boats. It's like saying, I'm going to search a Ford, and then you go out and search a Chevrolet in a car. They're very different brands of boats. And so if they were searching the wrong boat, then any information on that boat would be the wrong information. So if you're going after the GPS plotter on the Chevrolet, but you want the GPS plotter off of the Ford, they have no bearing.
Oh, wow. I mean, do y'all think this is going to be, I mean, this is crucial. We find out they've been the whole time that they've been doing research and looking at data on the wrong boat the whole time. They done pulled the fleet flicker, the fake handoff. You feel me? You throw that bitch to the receiver. I mean, if we find out they done pulled the fake handoff on us, gang, that's crazy, man. How many people feel like that? Yeah, it's a good chance that it could have been some boat swapping, this going on. We don't know what people are saying. Nolan's body could have been on Bart's boat, or it could have been on this boat. They showed up with 3 boats with them. Like, how do we know which boat is which boat? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. Rock with me. Oh, yeah, now shit is getting real interesting, gang.
So if you're searching the incorrect boat, you have incorrect evidence.
To Brandon Tatum, star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube, we just saw some video.
Yeah, what you got to say about that,
Tatum? And I'm trying to figure out, among
what you got
other
to say
things,
about that, Tatum?
what time and day, if you have a time and a date stamp on that, that seemingly shows the Triton with a lot of people on it, leaving the island.
How y'all feel, gang? Talk to me about these boats, man. Y'all, I want to hear that boat talk right now in the chat, gang. Talk to me about that boat talk, man. Do y'all feel like that, hey, maybe that's what's going on with this situation? Maybe these boats, maybe we don't got the boats right. Maybe they told us this boat was this boat, or they thought they were on this boat, but really they were on that boat. Do y'all think that it's going to be some crucial information about these boats that's going to come out that's going to make everybody say, okay, this investigation far as online for show has been going the wrong way. We've been following the wrong damn boat the whole, man, turn this bitch around, man. Follow them, boy. We need the boat data on all the boats. We need the boat data on all 3 boats. I think that's what everybody's coming to. Is that, nah, fuck that. Where did the other 2 boats go? Everybody's been chasing down Wyatt's boat, the boat that was so-called taking water. But now people are saying, no, you know what? What happened to the other boats? Where did the other 2 boats go? Who was on that motherfucker? We know Bart was the lady. We were, damn it, Bart. I mean, damn it, Bart. We know Bart had his own boat out there. Like, where did those boats go? We didn't get a look on those boats. Smash that like button, gang. Y'all talk to me in this chat, gang. I see y'all heating up in this bitch, man.
Leaving Horn Island. Do you have a timestamp on that?
I don't have the timestamp. I can ask them to see if they can get it to me. When I watched this video and they presented it to me, this was during the time that the CETO call was occurring. So it had to been right around that time. You could see Wyatt on the boat on the phone. And so this how it was presented to me. And just to kind of answer your question about the boat searches.
Hey, Tatum he didn't sound too good about that. This is how it was presented to me. It's like, nigga, that's how niggas sound when they lying. Shit, I don't know, fam. That's just what the nigga told me. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, that's what it was, that's how it was presented to me. Do y'all think Tatum feel like, you know what I mean? You don't want to hear that boat talk shit, because even Tatum felt like, man, it's something with these boats. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Remember, he said he don't know shit about boats. He said that was his first time ever riding on a boat, was out there with them. Then he hit a U-turn and said he rode on a boat 3-4 times before. So Tatum had to be lying. But do y'all think Tatum realized that, man, maybe they pulled the flea flicker on his bitch ass too? Yeah, we like you, man. We watch your content all the time. Come out here. We'll talk to you. We know this nigger hates niggers, so let's talk to him. Did they pull one over on Tatum bitch ass? Smash that like button, gang.
And ask them to see if they can get it to me. When I watched this video and they presented it to me, this was during the time that the CETO call was occurring. So it had to been right around that time. You could see Wyatt on the boat on the phone. And so this how it was presented to me. And just to kind of answer your question about the boat searches, you know, it's partially irrelevant depending on the investigation and the interviews that they've done. There is no indication that there was a crime committed on any one of these boats. When you have 60 people that have already given statements to law enforcement, you have the young men that I interviewed that were on their boat that left the island, and then you have people that saw Nolan on the island after they had left. It's no indication that Nolan was on any one of those boats at any point in time and that a murder occurred on those boats. So regardless if they searched them or not,
well, that's not true. That's not true, because we know for a fact he came on one of them boats, fam. So what people are saying is when they left, Nolan simply left with them. So yeah, it's most definitely indication that he was on one of them boats for sure. We seen videos at the grandpa house. Who's that? Wyatt's grandfather at the grandpa's house with goddamn Nolan getting on the boat. So we know for a fact that he came with them, and people feel like, no, bro, he left with them. What a coincidence! Nobody on Horn Island sees Nolan Wells after 4:30 except for 2 secret witnesses. And before we can hear from these witnesses, of course, the DA seals the case and all the information. So whoever these witnesses are, or whatever they said, is going to a grand jury, and we won't even know who the fuck the grand jury is. Do y'all see how people can feel like it's some bullshit in the game? Come on, chat, talk to me, gang. Don't y'all see how people can feel like it's some bullshit going on here, man? This shit is being set up. This shit is being structured. They're moving piece by piece. CETO come out. 2 witnesses come out. Talk to me, gang. I'm listening to everybody chat, gang. Tell me your opinion. Tell me how you feel about this.
For them to use a cadaver dog,
hit the thumbs up button.
That never occurred. And so I don't really think that the boat situation or search is significant. The boys submitted their Life 360, which is how they got a GPS tracking of when they left the island and how they got from point A to point B, where they docked and all of those things. So all of the information has been concluded, or at least have been explored, and it didn't appear that there was any foul play on any one of the boats.
Okay. Officer Tatum, I respect everything that you just said, but to have a witness tell me it's true because I said so, and because my friends say so, that doesn't mean it's true to me.
This is GPS.
It could be true.
They provided
GPS. That doesn't tell me what happened to Nolan. Just because they got GPS,
they provided Life 360,
came back.
They provided Life 360. They provided the CETO call, and you can put those 2 things together.
He's a damn lie. He's a damn lie. They did not provide the CETO call. The CETO people put the call out they damn self. See how Tatum just be saying shit? I believe he's representing them. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, they didn't put it out. Remember, the actual CETO people put the call out. Smash that like button.
Okay, the timeline matches. And if they left at 4:30, they were already gone. All 3 boats that came out were already gone when Nolan was last seen. So now you have a timeline that's consistent
right there,
with evidence
right there,
that they presented.
Right there. I was going with you until you said the time Nolan was last seen, because their GPS data, I'm sure, is correct. And their Life 360 data, I'm sure, is correct. I'm not arguing with the technology. But what happened just before that? Where was Nolan when they're leaving the island?
Right. Look how crazy he look now. He looks scared. He look like he got something to do with this shit. Right. That nigga. What Tupac say on Juice? This nigga scared. Man, I mean, you keep talking about what they left, and you seen the data of the boat when they left, and we seen that boat all over the damn place. We thought that motherfucker was flooding, but you know what I mean? Obviously, they fixed it and shit. They jumped out, they ran it, they put it on plane mode. They say then the bilge pump would go, you put it into the water, and it would let the water fall out, because if you go at a certain speed, all the water would rush out of the boat. We heard that boat shit over and over again. Fuck all that. People want to know what happened before they left. People want to know what happened, on these boat trips. Fuck the boat data, nigga. What was going on the boat when the motherfucker was moving? Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. Tatum like he a part of this shit. He look like he compromised. He look like he knows some shit. Smash that like button, gang.
If you can place him on that island at 5 or 6 o'clock, please do it. And then I will turn attention elsewhere. I'm not trying to hang your friends, the people that you have interviewed. And I respect that you believe them, and maybe you're right. If he can be placed on that island.
She called them his friends. I'm not trying to blame your friends. She called them his friends, fam. I'm not trying to blame your friends, man. Look at Tatum, look. You look very compromised, bro. It is, and I'm not, and like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, man. What's up, PD says, Sco? I've been saying this from the beginning. They looking at the wrong boat. I believe the people recording the boat, Nolan was on that one, and they close enough to be talking to each other across the water. So he said, I believe that everything we hear on that CETO call, that could have been happening on another goddamn boat. I mean, we hearing him say, damn it, Bart. Well, that was Bart boat next to a boat. So shout out to my guys. Shout out to What's Up, PD, man. What's up, PD? Are you a girl or a dude? I don't know how to address y'all sometimes. You a dude or a woman? Talk to me, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Salute, fam. How do y'all feel about a lot of this, gang? Talk
At
to
5 or 6 o'clock, then they're in the clear. But I want to know who's placing them there, him there, and how.
Reports have come out that there's two.
Hold on. Now everybody in the chat. I've been saying that shit. Bart boat. Man, come on, y'all. I'm seeing y'all in the chat tripping now. Everybody in the chat. I've been saying that, Sco, we said that already, bro. We said that they need to, all the boats, man. They need to investigate all the boats. Find the data on all the boats, man. Now everybody said that, huh? Yeah. Let me see, who is this? The real true. Get the real true coach to the timeout, man. Hey, you know I rock with you, true coach. You know you my guy. Get that nigga over the timeout, man. Smash that like button, gang.
6 o'clock, please do it. And then I will turn attention elsewhere. I'm not trying to hang your friends.
It's 4 boats. How many boats, gang? 3 or 4 boats? We did see a picture with 4 boats on there. We heard they only came with 3 boats. You know what I mean? But did they come with 3 boats plus Bart boat? Break it down to me, gang. Is it 3 boats or 4 boats? Talk to me in my chat right now, gang. I'm watching my chat. Is it 3 boats or 4 boats? As far as it should be investigated.
That you have interviewed. And I respect that you believe them, and maybe you're right. If he can be placed on that island at 5 or 6 o'clock, then they're in the clear. But I want to know who's placing them there, him there, and how.
Reports have come out that there's 2 reliable witnesses. TMZ reported on this. They said they saw Nolan a little bit before 6 p.m.
People are saying it's 4 boats. We talking about these 2 witnesses right now. We talking about the 2 witnesses. But people are saying in the chat that, hey, it's 4 boats. And I know I've seen a picture with 4 boats being there. I was trying to see like which boats were actually with them or came with them. But y'all saying either way, Sco, it was an extra boat out there. Some people say, don't forget Tracy and his damn uncle. They was on a boat out there. Could be 5, goddamn. There could be 6 boats, man. Either way, we know it's 3 to 4 goddamn boats out there for sure. Smash that like button, gang.
Yes. The people that you have interviewed. And I respect that you believe them, and maybe you're right.
Salute to What's Up, PD. Salute, fam. My bad,
on that island at 5 or 6 o'clock, then they're in the clear. But I want to know who's placing them there, him there, and how.
Reports have come out that there's 2 reliable witnesses. TMZ reported on this. They said they saw Nolan a little bit before 6 p.m. There was also the young lady, Katie, who sent text messages to one of the boys that I interviewed. I saw the text messages where she alluded to the fact that she did not see Nolan get on the boat. She heard the boys yelling for Nolan to get on the boat. So Nolan never got back on the boat that he came on. So you have the boats leaving. You have a CETO call. You have testimony from everybody on the boat. And all of those things have to be taken in consideration. Also, they have already spoke to law enforcement about this. Them talking to me in the interview is them just telling the world what they told law enforcement. If there was any indication whatsoever that he was on the boat based on the testimony that was given from the boys or anybody else, even this new witness that have come forward, I think that there would be a significant investigation leading to an immediate arrest. But they clearly don't have any clear evidence that there is a crime that is committed, and especially a crime that was committed from the boys that I interviewed. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know the young men that I talked to, they were gone. There's no indication that Nolan was on the boat whatsoever. They're giving statements. Katie gave a statement. Even this person is claiming that they saw Nolan get into a fist fight. It appears that this person is claiming that the fight has happened after Wyatt and the rest of them had left on the boat.
Hi, guys. Nancy Grace here. Please join us on Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. What do you, as emergency response diving instructor, what do you think regarding the boats, not just the Triton, but the other two boats that traveled with it?
My question is, where did he go in the water? They got him out of the water, obviously, on July 6th. But my question is, where did he go in the water and when did he get into the water? Was it a drowning? Bodies behave differently underwater, whether it's a drowning or it was a killing elsewhere. There's a lot of different variables. The body washed up very close to where he was last seen. There's a lot of current in that area. If it was a drowning, people generally sink when they drown. But if you don't drown and you're put in the water, you're more likely to float. And so there's a lot of variables that come into play of where the body was recovered versus where the body went in, and the timeline also. 2 days, if the body had been in the water for 2 days, that does lead to decomposition. The water temperature is around 85 to 88 degrees. That's very warm water, a lot of bacterial growth. And so a lot of different variables in play of where the body went and where it came out and the when. Those are my questions. He's an athletic young man. He's very muscular. Muscles sink in the water, fat floats. And so if he drowned, he was probably going to be on the bottom for a while. And if it was 2 days, that makes sense if he drowned and then washed up very close to where he went in. And so to me, that's a big piece of important information is, if he drowned, he was recovered very close to where he was last seen.
But what does that prove?
If he drowned and he floated, because in warm water, it takes 2 to 3 days for your body to decompose and float. It proves that he drowned, whether it was somebody holding him underwater or him trying to swim somewhere and wasn't a good swimmer. I have no idea. But we haven't gotten the results from the autopsy, and the autopsy is going to tell us a lot.
Right. Remember, a lot of people feel like, man, Nolan Wells could have been held underwater. Somebody could have put the boy in a chokehold, and you know what I mean? Fell halfway, fell backwards with him and choked him out in the water. We don't have the throat. They don't have the lungs. As far as Ben Crump's autopsy go, some people feel like, man, somebody could have beat him up in the water. They could have been in a water fight. They could have been in the water actually fighting. Somebody could have choked them out right there in the water. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody. I'm listening to every scenario. I hear y'all in the chat. A lot of y'all keep bringing up the autopsy in the throat. So I get it. A lot of people feel like, nah, man, it was no blood. It wasn't all this. They choked him out, man. Somebody crushed his throat.
If he drowned, that's an important piece of information. If he did not drown, that's even more important. You have somebody who was found in the water, his body was found in the water and did not drown. That's a very important piece of information. But if he did drown and they found him in the water, that can open up a lot more avenues for investigation at that point.
Philip Dubé joining us, veteran trial lawyer. Philip, we know, because the district attorney has said she is presenting information to a grand jury. There are reports it is a criminal investigation. What do you make of the possibility this is a criminal investigation?
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
This nigga again.
Jackson County, Mississippi is one of the few jurisdictions in the United States that follows the old Sergeant Code. And what that was back in the day was the days of the coroner inquest, where if you had a violent, sudden, or casual death and they couldn't figure out what happened, you would impanel a jury where the medical examiner or the then appointed or elected coroner elicits testimony from people to try to determine manner and cause of death. What Mississippi did is they abrogated that and created this hybrid sort of coroner's inquest with grand jury investigation, where the grand jury will decide whether or not a death occurred and if there was a crime. And based on that, they can complete the death certificate with the cause and manner of death and decide if they're going to return a true bill of indictment against a suspect.
Is it your belief, Philip Dubé,
Man, happy birthday,
that
Nolan.
the grand jury presenter, and I have presented to literally hundreds of grand juries. That's one of the first things we would do in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Is it your belief that to a large degree, it depends on the leaning of the presenter? Does the presenter believe a crime occurred? Or does the presenter want a no bill? In other words, no indictment?
It's twofold. They want to determine, first of all, cause and manner of death.
Yeah, I don't like this dude,
if
man.
it's a crime.
Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Yeah. I don't want to hear from that dude no more, man. He looks dead to me. Smash that like button, gang. He fresh out the morgue, nigga. Fresh up out the casket, man. He fresh up out the casket, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody been gang. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. You know we all gotta go to the internet, man. I gotta, we online, of course, right now, but we gotta go to the internet, man. I gotta go check in with some, you know what I mean, with some of these conspiracy theories going on out here, gang. There's a lot of things y'all be sending me, man, and I gotta check in with some of these conspiracy theories, especially when it comes to the boat, man. You know, we were just talking about the boat. Was it Wyatt's boat? Who boat was it? Was his body really hiding on the boat? Could we not see his body? Let's check in with some of the things that are being said online about the case, the mysterious death, the mysterious murder of Nolan Wells, gang. Happy birthday to Nolan Wells, man.
This diagram below. And what the diagram shows you is the void between these four people right here. You see all five people.
Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. Let's hear him out.
Let's
hear this nigga out. Yeah. Let's hear him out, man. Let's hear this Biz Marquee looking ass nigga out, gang. Let's hear him out. You see down here, I guess he's saying this is Nolan's body. Smash the bay. They have a diagram. This is a diagram that compares to this one right here. Everything's the same. So this brother built a diagram, and he's saying that he believes that we couldn't see Nolan's body on the boat. Smash, let's hear this brother out, man.
On the floor right there. Why are they not? That's the largest space on the entire boat. Why is nobody standing in the biggest area of the boat? Why is everybody off to the side? If you look at the diagram, the red part shows Nolan's body. And if you look at the dude in the back, in the orange, I asked Google to tell me where that bilge pump is. And that's what he's doing in the back. He's over there messing with that bilge pump. And Wyatt right here is on the phone. Now listen to what I learned. Now, when Wyatt was on that phone call with the CETO company on the stress call, he says that the lady asked him, what is your GPS coordinates? Wyatt says, let me go look. So he had to have been over here with all the commotion going on while he's over here messing with that bilge pump. Wyatt was over here, and he left from over here to go over here to check the coordinates. As you can see, he's on the phone right there where the coordinates is. And if you look at the diagram, you can literally see where Nolan's body could possibly be in this picture where you can't see it. Because I had them tell me what all of this means, what the space is called, and everything. So that space definitely can hold Nolan's body. And as you can see here, what the fuck are they avoiding? Why are they not standing right there? They're avoiding something. There's a whole void in between all these people. And that diagram shows you what's really going on in this picture.
All right, so now at this point, I am pretty sure that the Triton was there all day. They didn't switch out the boats. And I'm also pretty certain at this point that this is a real video because there's one single frame where you can see Bart's boat and you can also see the toes of somebody like dangling them off the water. So if the picture or video were AI, it would be a really bizarre thing for it to just kind of throw in. But there's zero question in my mind that this video has been altered. So then the question becomes, why would they alter this video? And the only thing that logically makes sense to me is to alter the identity of the two girls. Because if Carter is the boy in red, Wyatt is the boy in the American shorts, Art's brother Brooke being the one in the navy blue shorts, and then Ike being the one in the teal shorts. Then we've got Warren up here with somebody in this red striped swimsuit and the girl in the teal swimsuit with the backwards hat. So in this picture, this would be Brooks, this would be Ike, this would be Wyatt, this would be Warren, which would leave this to be Carter. Now, whoever this is seems to be very cuddly with Carter. Like, too cuddly, in my opinion, for it to be like a mother or a family member. Thinking about it a lot from the timeline that we have been told. And what we haven't really been factoring in again is the party. Because remember, Warren said he went to the party, but instead of talking with all of his friends, he went upstairs to go talk with his girlfriend's dad. Now, those families are tight. So if that dad of Ava, if that conversation with the dad didn't happen, then they would automatically know that they were lying. So I've been saying for a while that the girl was somehow involved. And mind you, everybody's back on land now. They're getting ready to do the fireworks and everybody's swimming and drinking still, blah, blah, blah. So what's the excuse for no pictures at that party? They've explained it all away during the day, but at this point, they're all just being teenagers and having fun again, right? So I'm thinking that the brunette girl is Ava, the girl whose house they went to. And she's pretty close with Warren and the Pyrone family.
And they're full speed running. And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there?
Yeah, so after we planed off, Wyatt kept the boat pinned the whole way in. We ran into the mouth of Fort Bayou, where we came from originally. And we turned into Fort Bayou, went in the channel, ran probably 500, 600 yards into Fort Bayou. Wyatt jumped out of the boat, put the plug back in the boat so access water. So water didn't keep pushing and filling back the boat.
According to their own words, they went into the mouth and then they turned and they went about 500-600 feet. Now, mind you, the party house is right around, but they go past it and then loop back around. However, Warren just admitted that at some point they had to stop and Wyatt jumped in. And even then, you heard him stuttering over the story. Like, it wasn't a smooth transition because I think they dropped her off. Which would explain why they would go back to this party, because obviously they can't cancel the party. That looks really suspicious. Then my theory has always been that the guys all like broke off and like talked to the parents about what was going on. And that's when they formulated their whole, we'll call her and then we'll call the Coast Guard plan. Remember, she is related. Somehow I can't figure out, but she is related through marriage to the lieutenant that wrote up the very initial report we've seen. Because remember how Morgan claimed that the picture of the boat stuff was circulating around Snapchat and stuff, even though Christine didn't post it to her Facebook page until the next day. Listen to this.
His mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out.
I said black.
Yeah, I think we said black.
I really did. He was wearing navy blue.
Yeah, it was like dark blue shorts.
Dark. I just said black because I was trying to piece everything together and help out.
And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where our friend's at. And the girl that took the picture, she was like, okay, well, I just took this picture of today. This is what color swim trunks he was wearing. And his mom asked for that to post on Facebook to say, if you've seen him, whatever, this is what he was wearing.
So remember, the girl who took the picture with the digital camera was on Wyatt's boat at the beginning of the day and then was there with them at night when they were having this discussion. So she had to have been there at the beginning and at the party at the very least. And we remembered that the original shorts picture, well, that wasn't the color of his shorts, as we now know. So we also know for a fact that this picture did not get sent to Christine until July 5th, meaning that they had to have had that picture and then not sent it to her for hours. Because they also said this.
And so that's what we sent her, or that's what she sent her, because we're just trying.
So they corrected themselves. He said, we sent it. No, she sent it. So then on July 5th, Christine said that they have been up for almost 48 hours straight. And then the very next post above it are the same pictures, but better quality. Why did it take so long to get these pictures to them? Oh, and y'all, now that I said that, I realized.
Am I echoing, guy? What I sound like, gang? Am I echoing? Talk to me in the chat, gang. Am I echoing right now? Let me know in the chat. Am I echoing? Yeah, she cooking right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. A few points. I don't agree with everything, but she cooking. Am I echoing, gang? Talk to me in the chat. Am I echoing right now? How do I sound right now, gang? Am I echoing? Let me know in the chat. How do I sound? Y'all, people were saying I was echoing earlier. Am I good? Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Okay. That's why I wasn't saying that. If y'all wondering why I wasn't saying that for why I was being quiet and the videos run, because I was like, man, they say I'm echoing and shit, so I don't want to talk. I was gonna shut the fuck up for the rest of the show. But I said, no, let me give it one more shot. So she's saying that the girl on the boat, who some of y'all think y'all hear saying, Nolan, or it's the female on the boat who voice they hearing. She's saying she believes it's this young lady. She said it's gonna be the same girl who sent them the photo, or who they probably sit down with the photo. They all she had the photo. Miss Christine wanted the photo. Either she sent it to her or they sent it to her, but they didn't send it to her to the next day, to July 5th sometime. And they feel like that girl was there with them. So when they at the party, everybody going afterward, they feel like this girl is with them. Could that be a girl who y'all hear in the CETO call? Is that going to be a young lady who was on that boat all day long who took that photo? Talk to me in the chat, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Smash that like button, gang.
So all of these pictures had to come from the same digital camera, right? Meaning this picture did as well. And since I've already proven that this picture had used AI to do something weird because, there was no little bar here, only explanation for using AI on just this little part would be to obscure the reflection that was in this poll of the person who was taking the video. Or the pictures. Oh my God, yes. That makes sense. Love it when I figure that stuff out in real time for you on camera. So it makes sense to me that this photo video thing was altered to cover up this girl's swimsuit. Because let's face it, this swimsuit is the ugliest thing. It has supposedly sleeves and it's a tank bikini, but it goes in a weird cut, but it's ugly. It's ugly, and it's clearly not what these debutante beauty queen girls are wearing to a 4th of July beach party. So I'm 70% sure that this is Ava. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Wait a second. Shown y'all guys before that there's 4 boats out here in this little cluster, right? But I'm looking at these weird pink lumps and stuff at the front of the boat, Bart's boat here. Is that a pile of life vests? Because I'm realizing there's not 20, 30 people on all of these boats. I'm seeing 10, 12 people here tops. Let's not forget what a full house looks like on these boats. Because even in this video at the meetup place, there's not 20, 30 people getting ready to get on these boats. I mean, the boat left at 9:56, according to the GPS. We got 7, 8 people here, 6 people here. And also, if they were legitimately needing to be towed and they were trying to get the water to run off, why are they all spread out on the boat? Why are they on the boat in general? Why didn't they just get off on land or get on another boat? Trying to get the boat to tip up and go planing. Why do you have over half the boat on the front of the boat? These are experienced fucking fishermen. They know better than that. Yeah, I can't believe I've never thought of that before. If the boat was sinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said that before too. We said the same thing. Yeah. We said the same thing. If the boat was sinking, why the fuck would everybody run and jump on the boat? You know what I mean? Not saying that proves a murder. That's a murder, man. Arrest them for murder. I'm not saying that shit. Yeah, I'm not saying that like that. I think we all agreed. Even they were saying Nolan come get on the boat. Nolan come get on the boat. That's what they claim. They were saying Nolan come get on the boat. Nolan wouldn't come, but everybody else wouldn't jump on this sinking ass boat. You know what I mean? Why would everybody be on the boat if it was sinking? That's another reason why people think, okay, the boat story, something ain't right about it, man. It's something they leaving out. Something happened with this boat. The CETO call was fake, a lot of people think. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rock with me, gang. This girl is cooking a little bit. Like I say, it's things she say that I say, okay, I don't know about that. But I be like, oh, but I like that though. I don't know about that, but I'm fucking with that though. Okay, I like that. That add up. I don't agree with everything she says sometimes, but it's a lot of times where she be hitting on some shit and putting us in a new, kind of putting us in a new frame of mind about certain shit. So salute to her, gang. She been cooking.
Why are they even on the fucking boat? Yeah, and if it was so common and so easy to get, rides back with other people, strangers on Horn Island, why did they need to load everybody on the boat? Or were they yelling at Nolan to get on the boat? They didn't need to get him on the boat. And now that I'm looking at this, doesn't it look like Warren is on the phone? Could this have been when he was calling his mom 8 times? Also, one more thing that stuck out to me.
Oh man, she just pointed out, is Warren on the phone right there? Is that him calling his mom? Why would he be calling his mom at this time? Because the boat is taking water, or I thought they was calling CETO. Talk to me, gang. Is she cooking right now? Like I say, it might be some shit she say, that don't mean nothing. None of this shit spells murder, fam. What does it matter, bro? Come on, stop playing. But she's showing you some inconsistencies and some things that maybe the investigators should look at a little bit closer. Mainly what was going on during that CETO call. Smash that like button, gang.
This have been when he was calling his mom 8 times. Also, one more thing that stuck out to me.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jax's house that night. I was with Wyatt, and we one person we were with saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, hey, these people are on the way to my house or already at my house. My mom and my dad are there alone, and they know nothing about this.
He stumbled over his words from beginning to end in that story, so I don't believe any of it. But the one thing that sticks out to me was the phrasing, they don't know anything about this. If people are heading over to your house, why wouldn't you call your mom and dad before you called 911? Because it sounded like he was trying to keep his parents out of the loop of this story, which as a teenage boy implies that you have something to hide. Just a lot of different things to think about, right?
Hey, y'all. Hey, I was tagged in a video from a reliable source that the 19th Circuit District DA office is no longer looking at the Nolan Wells case as an accidental drowning. However, they are now have moved on to looking at it into a criminal investigation. And I think that that is great news. I don't want to get too excited yet because I did go searching in the news outlets and things of that nature, Ben Crump and other people who have been keeping up with this case, and they have yet to mention that yet. So I don't want to get too excited, but the source is very reliable, and he is saying that his inside source has.
She's talking about Secret Service, Sam. Yeah. She's talking about Secret. You ain't got no goddamn. She's talking about Secret Service, Sam. Y'all stop the bullshit, gang. Yeah, I think that was Nancy Grace reliable source. I think everybody saying the same reliable source, or I think I don't know if they talking about Secret Service Sam or who, man. But yeah, if this thing was a criminal investigation, man, I would think Ben Crump would tell us that. That would be the best news that Ben Crump could ever deliver. Ben Crump ain't had too many wins at all during this situation. Remember, Ben Crump ain't had no W's yet. Ben Crump been taking a couple L's lately. Yeah, Ben Crump been taking a couple L's. So I think that, Ben Crump, if that information was out there, I mean, just people just talking about it, a couple of sources spreading it, I think, of course, Ben Crump would know, and he would announce that tonight was Nolan Wells' 19th birthday, prayer visual. You don't think Ben Crump would have took the time and said, this is now a criminal investigation? Nolan! Come on, man. Come on, gang. Let's stick to what's real around this bitch, man. Let's stick to what's real, gang. If you're gonna rock with the Skull gang, we want to talk. Let's keep it funky. Smash that like button, gang.
Told him that this is what the DA office is now moving into, looking at it as a criminal investigation. I always say I want to be excited, y'all. I really do want to be excited. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. So I'm praying and I'm hopeful that, later this evening, hopefully something will pop up on the media, the news outlets to confirm.
Everybody is now pointing out that Charles and TMZ are now backpedaling on everything they said, because Charles was recently being interviewed, and I think it was by Don Lemon. And
fuck TMZ, man. Yeah, well, we don't care about TMZ, gang. Yeah, forget about TMZ, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the goddamn building, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me, gang? Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, TMZ. They've been putting out some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you. TMZ be putting out some bullshit, man. I don't trust TMZ, man. Smash that like button, gang. Let me see. I want to go here. I want to go here, man. I want to go here. I mean, people online. Tell me how this sounds, gang. People online are saying, hey, man, it's something about them boats, man. It's something with the boats. Check this video out, gang.
In the Nolan Wells case, it's in the report. If you read right here, official sworn police report, they have to have some type of proof to have all this information. Tell me why it's labeled as a Tidekraft INC. The boat that Bart was driving, when in fact it's not a Tidekraft. Type in the VIN number. It is in fact a Tide Line boat. These two types of boats are totally different, one being larger than the other. Now, this is the 22-page report that the MDMR came out with that was allegedly obtained by witnesses. Now, the issue is this. Boat number 2 states that it's a Frontier Bay, right? I stated right here, Frontier Bay, boat number 2 is no longer in its original position, consistent with the fight video still. It states right here, boat number 2, Frontier Bay. This is a specific label they gave to Bart Edmiston Jr.'s vessel. Tyline Boats is a high-performance custom-built offshore and hybrid fishing catamarans designed for serious inshore and deep-sea fishing, which is what the boat is. It's not a Tidecraft boat, which it's labeled as. So visually, someone thought it was a Frontier Bay, correct? So tell me this. This is the report made up by witnesses. This is not. This is the official sworn police report. So why the fuck y'all lying on your report? Because that's not the make of Bart Edmiston Jr.'s boat. Tidecraft boats, historically known as a vintage manufacturer of fiberglass and aluminum bass boats, usually smaller utility, luxury tender, and sport watercraft. Agent lied about what he was wearing and said he was fully clothed. The MDMR report is lying. The police report is lying. 3 strikes and y'all are out.
Who be watching this motherfucker right here, man? Y'all be watching? He be cooking? Yeah, I see y'all sent me this dude videos about 50 times. I mean, do this dude be cooking? He's saying that, hey, when it comes to describing the boats, they lying about which boat was which boat. He's saying when you look at the official report, something ain't adding up, gang. He's saying something is not adding up, man. Like I said, it's a lot of boat talk online right now. A lot of people are saying, "Sco, pay attention to the boats, man." They are lying about which boat was which boat. They need the GPS data on all the boats and to see where they all went. We don't know if Nolan's body was on Bart's boat. It's a lot of people pointing out the boats right now. You know what I mean? Saying, "Sco, trust me, man. These boats are finna turn this shit upside down." Do y'all agree, gang? Smash that like button, fam. Do y'all agree that it will be something about these boats that's gonna come out soon that's gonna turn this shit upside down, man? I don't know, gang. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know, fam. I don't know, man. Because if we feel like the state of Mississippi is shady than a motherfucker, then what makes you think they won't get away with this shit? Yeah. What makes they won't get away with this shit? Let's check in with the goddamn the DA doubles down on Stain. What was that in another blunder? This guy right here used to be a former prosecutor, man. And he's breaking down, a lot of things going on, with the DA's office and how the DA's office is fucking up this whole entire case. This dude right here be cooking. I fuck with this guy.
Nolan Wells, it gets worse for District Attorney Angel Myers McGrath. Yesterday, I did a post on this as a former person who had her position as the district attorney, indicating that she needed to give basic information. For example, what was the agreement with this phone? You just can't let the family have one point of view and you not get out there because you're saying that your ethics rules prevent you from speaking about the case. Hold on. I don't know. Maybe she was watching the video because I said she was leaving a big void and having the public argue over things, and that she should get out there and let us know without compromising the investigation. And what does she do? She doubles down yesterday and makes a statement that she would, quote, be stepping outside of the bounds of the law if I were to fill that void, use the very same word, and share information publicly, end quote. Hold on. She said it would violate her oath and she wasn't going to do that. Now, that is not accurate. And so, just so that we can be clear, given the fact that usually these rules are pretty similar from state to state, and I did this, I didn't say you have to reveal any investigative information from the grand jury whatsoever. Quite the opposite. Go to my other videos or my long form video that I'll do here on YouTube, and you could check out. I agree. Keep those proceedings secret. That's the way they're meant to be. But DA, you forced me to go look at Mississippi ethics rules so that we could properly educate the public. And this is Mississippi Rule 13:5, persons authorized to present during grand jury secrecy. And I'm going to put it a little up here. Let's read along here. No attorney general, district attorney, which is what you are, county attorney, they have other people, shall announce to any unauthorized person, listen carefully, DA, what the grand jury will consider in its deliberations. If such information is disclosed, it's a violation of the order. What they're going to talk about in their deliberations. Hold on. So nothing prevents you from, as we can see here, talking about what the agreement about the phones was. Did you make an agreement or didn't you make the agreement? You can't let the family just have it one way. Otherwise, what they're saying, I'm going to accept as being the truth unless you state otherwise. Number two, they want to know, Why aren't all the body parts sent to the independent medical examiner? Now, I understand why based on investigation, but you need to inform and educate the public. That does not get into the deliberations of the grand jury whatsoever. It's common sense, basic stuff that's done each and every day. What are the time frames that are going to happen here, and what can we expect? And also, what about the hours of work, the number of witnesses interviewed, things done generally in the investigation? None of that, district attorney, violates the rule that says, and I'll read it again, discussing things that the grand jury will consider in its deliberations. You're just talking about what happened in the investigation. Like, share, and follow for more.
Smash that like button, gang. Let me see. Hold on. Smash that like button, gang. I like what he's saying, man, because what he's saying is that the DA's office is not being transparent with the people at all. It might be things y'all understand about this investigation, but the people don't understand it all. And that's why it's such a fucking uproar online. And that's why everybody's asking a lot of questions and feel like y'all being sneaky and y'all hiding shit and y'all lying about something. It's because y'all not explaining to the people what the fuck is going on in y'all investigation whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's things that's out there. Tell us why they kept the fucking throat. Like, why the DA's office didn't come out and explain some of the things in the autopsy and why this is like that and why this was done and why this. So I agree with it. Like I said, he always cooking. He stay on the DA's ass, man. He don't like her at all. He keep his foot on her ass. I like that, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's right. They are not being transparent with the people whatsoever, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building game. Let me see. I know I seen y'all boy Tatum, going through some of the messages, man. And also speaking with somebody from the Cajun Navy, I want to say, man. I want to say, I got to hear this because I ain't seen this. So I got to hear this. I got to hear what the guy from the Cajun Navy came, on to, Tatum challenge said. Like, what the fuck is you doing over there, man? Man, it's supposed to be a fair investigation. What is somebody why is somebody from the Cajun Navy over on Tatum channel? I did not watch the interview. I didn't see it yet, but he did speak with somebody from the Cajun Navy. I want to hear what they saying. What is their story? Salute to everybody building y'all. It was Nolan Wells' birthday, man. That was yesterday, man. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Big day for Karmelo Anthony tomorrow, gang. Salute to everybody building, gang. Like I said, man, no matter how you look at these stories we break down, man, we gonna break them down. I'm gonna be unbiased about everything, gang. And you know what I mean? We still waiting on that phone evidence, gang. It's a lot of things we still waiting on in this case, man. It's a lot of things we waiting on in this investigation, I'm gonna say. But pretty soon, man, yeah, we gotta, man, something gotta shake, man. Something gotta shake. It's a lot of things. Trust me, it's a lot of clues out there. This has been a goddamn who did it, to the fullest. This is the maid did it in the kitchen. The goddamn, right, the butler did it in the goddamn living room. This has been some crazy shit, man. But I feel like something is going to shake sooner or later. And it's going to show us that either somebody did this to him, strong evidence that somebody murdered him, or it's going to be strong evidence that he drowned. Either somebody killed him or he drowned. It's either one or two. I don't give a damn if it was an accident and his friends didn't save him. That's a murder to me still. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think either somebody killed him or he drowned. But I think at the end of the day, gang, something is finna shake and something is finna shed light on what happened in Nolan Wells. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute, gang. Let me see.
Family. Nolan was one of my best friends since we were in 8th grade together. You and Mr. Elmore raised one of the best men I've ever met. I wish that I could be there today, but I would never want to.
This is Warren. I think this is a letter, a note. A message that Warren sent. This is a message that Warren sent Miss Christine. Let me see. Oh, let me see something. What's the date on that? The date on that is July 6th. Yeah, the date on this, this is a message that Warren allegedly sent to Miss Christine, and the date on that is July 6th. Y'all smash that like button, gang.
Take the attention off of your family and Nolan and be a distraction. Thank you for being the best parents that Nolan could have. Now, does this sound like a deranged white racist that killed his to let you know?
My bad. It says July 20th, gang. My bad. that says July 20th. Yeah, my bad, gang. It says July 20th. And I was finna say, you mean to tell me he told her he wasn't coming to the funeral on July 6th? Oh, I was finna flip my whole goddamn set. I was finna say, oh, no, nigga. Oh, no. Yeah, the date on this says July 20th, gang. This is July 20th. And this is to Miss Christine. I mean, this is what they're saying. This is to Miss Christine and Warren. And it says, hey, Warren, can you, it says, Nolan went out on a 22 Triton offshore. I was on a 24 tide line on the way out. We were on separate boats. I went back I went back on the Triton. DMR in the sheriff's office has all this information also. And then it's okay, so this was July 6th. You know what I mean? I guess that's when she said, hey, Warren, can you collect any of Nolan's items left at Jack's house? Allegedly. Then on July 20th is when the message came about him not being able to go, where he's not going to the funeral.
That my family and I have been praying for you. Then why you get out there and get on there and put a picture of all these boys on the boat? They were last seen with them. He said he didn't even ride on the boat with Nolan. All right. It's a lot to read, so let me try to read this real quick. He says, hey, Warren, can you collect any of Nolan's items left at Jax's house? It looked like there was a duration of time between that text and a response, which was the 20th when we were in Mississippi on Nolan at Nolan's funeral. And this is what what Warren wrote Miss Christine. Good morning, Miss Christine. I just wanted to let you know that my family and I have been praying for you and your family. Nolan was one of my best friends since we were in 8th grade together. You and Mr. Elmore raised one of the best men I've ever met. I wish that I could be there today, but I would never want to take the attention off of your family and Nolan and be a distraction. Thank you for being the best parents that Nolan could have. Now, does this sound like a deranged white racist that killed a guy that wasn't even his friend?
How y'all feel about Tatum, man? How y'all feel about Tatum? Tatum is saying that's the message that Warren sent Miss Christine on the day of the funeral. He hit her up. It don't look like she ever responded to his motherfucking ass. I can say that much, yeah. It don't look like Miss Christine ever responded to Warren at all. It looked like at one point in time, around July 6th, right when this thing first all happened, it sounded like she hit him up and told him, if these messages are true, that she hit him up and said, hey, can you collect Nolan's things for us from Jack's house? That was it. After that, they didn't speak for 14 days. On the 20th, he texts her and says, I wish I could come to the funeral, but I don't want to take the attention off Nolan and put it on us and this, that, and the other. And do y'all believe these messages, gang? Do y'all believe? Because Tatum is saying this is proof that this dude is not a killer, that he loved Nolan, that he had respect for Nolan's family, that that he was really Nolan's friends. Do y'all believe Tatum?
But yet he's saying he's praying for you, and yet he explained exactly why he didn't come to the funeral. But you don't put that out in the media. You don't frame it like this. You let the world eat these boys alive. He told you exactly why he didn't go to the funeral. You let everybody get out there and say all these things about your son's friends. And I heard a lot more about Christine, and I'm not going to publicly say anything about it, but I heard a lot about it. Somebody gave me a whole rundown of all this stuff. And I do not understand why this had to be about race and it couldn't be about a community coming together to find out what happened to Nolan. It's a shame. It's a shame. And the part that makes me upset, because this injustice that has happened in part is perpetuated by Black people. I hate to see Black people acting like this. The world is laughing at you and you are being mocked by the world because this is illegitimate and irresponsible from the world's perspective. To put some young 18-year-old kids out there and letting them get death threats and won't even correct the script. Won't even say, I spoke to Warren, he seemed like a good kid, y'all lay off these boys. There's no reason for my son to be gone and these other boys to be, y'all be threatening lives. They had nothing to do with it so far. We have no.
Yeah, Tatum really riding for these dudes, man. That Navy fire guy said somebody called him Officer Irritate him. Somebody called him Officer Irritate him. Yeah, Tatum has been riding with these dudes since day one, since before he ever talked to them, before he heard their stories, before he ever met them. He was online saying they innocent. They did not do this to Nolan Wells with no information, no interviews. Didn't know if they had talked to the police, nothing yet. He just felt it in his motherfucking bones, he said. He just felt it in his bones, man. Smash that like button, gang. You dig? I want to hear it's the dude from the Cajun Navy who's gonna come on his platform, and that's who I'm waiting to hear from, y'all. Salute to everybody that been in, y'all know how I do it, gang. We're gonna hear from both sides. I want to hear everything that's happening in this situation. I'm not gonna leave one stone unturned. Even when Tatum talk, I'm gonna eavesdrop over there and see what's going on. What's happening on this side? What you got going? What you saying now? Y'all smash that like button, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Y'all put some goddamn color in this chat, man. Turn this chat up, man. Put some color in this chat.
Evidence that Warren had nothing to do with it. I've been in communication with Warren. He told me if I need anything, I can go to him. If I need something, I'll text Warren. Why is this not in the media? Now, I did an interview with Josh Gill, who's the incident commander of the United Cajun Navy, and I want you guys to watch that interview. I think it's another thing that gets you closer to understanding the totality of circumstances. I'll say it before I jump in here. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting upset. I'm just so frustrated with how Black people act. It's insane. Because I'm watching, and I have a love for Black people. I've been Black my whole life. My family Black. I grew up around nothing but Black stuff. And to watch Black people devolve the way
that nigga did have some rumors about me. I got all kind of dirt on Miss Christine. He just said that. That nigga said, man, I grew up around Black people, man. I'm still Black to this day, man. Fuck what you niggas talking about, man. I'm still Black, man. You know what I mean? Just because I root for white people, man. I only advocate for white folks and shit like that. Just because I, make Black people look horrible as hell on my platform, man. That does not mean I'm not Black still, my nigga. I'm still Black, fam. You know what I mean? My Black ass couldn't change this, even though I want to. Even if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Tatum said, man, don't forget, I grew up around Black stuff. That nigga said, what the fuck was that, bro? That's how we knew right there. You just gave yourself away. I grew up around Black stuff. Nigga, who says that, man? Nobody say that shit, man. I grew up around Black stuff. Who says shit like that? Come on, Tatum. Come on, Murder B and Tatum. Come on, Fort Worth, Tatum. That nigga from the DFW, man. Come on, gang.
they have devolved over time in society is a shame. Watching Black people just be so easily convinced and manipulated, and having our leaders not show what we can be, they just show what we ain't. It's saddening to me. It's frustrating to me. And then a brother like me come out and I just go and interview somebody to find out what happened. The Black people don't even want to talk to me. The Black people don't even want to be honest with me. The white people want to talk, but the Black people don't even want to talk. And then I find out the Black people been lying this whole time about all kinds of stuff. Why?
Hey. Say, bro. This nigga here is crazy, bro. This nigga here is crazy, man. Man. Hold on, gang. This nigga made me think about, it's only one song I think about, man. It's only one song when I think about Tatum, it's only one song I think about, man.
Shit. Yeah, you about to get your motherfucking ghetto pass.
Man, bro. A message to the Oreo cookie. Find a mirror and take a look, G. Do you like what you see? But you're quick to point the finger at me. Man, right to that Ice Cube, man. Yeah, man. Got right to that Ice Cube. Stay true to the game, man. God damn, bro. God damn. The niggas, I found out all the Black people was lying, nigga. God damn, Tatum. You got all kind of dirty claim with Miss Christine and shit. What's going on, Tatum? Yeah, come on, Tatum. Shout out to Mink Security. Perfect time, Mink Security. You haven't given the membership. Mink Security she can feel the static and shit. Perfect timing, Mink Security. Perfect timing, gang. She done gifted one of y'all ass the membership. Shout out to Mink Security. Perfect timing, man. Be true to the game. I'm gonna go jam that Ice Cube when I get off here, man. I'm gonna go jam that. I'm gonna go jam that guy. Yeah, that death certificate, man. What's that death certificate? Yeah. Yeah, they have that death. Smash that like button, gang. Shout out to Minx the Cutie, man. She hit y'all again with another one, man. Shout out to Minx the Cutie, man. She hit y'all with another one, gang. Salute to Minx the Cutie. Just gifted another membership, gang. Another membership. Shout out to Minx the Cutie, man. Let me see. Let me get back. Tatum over spazzing the fuck out right now, bro. Y'all boy Tatum, man. Don't forget y'all Skull Gang Toya in the chat, man. Toya, he from her hood, man. I think she know this nigga. Smash that like button.
Watching black people just be so easily convinced and manipulated, and having our leaders not show what we can be, they just show what we ain't. It's saddening to me. It's frustrating to me. And then a brother like me come out and I just go and interview somebody to find out what happened. The black people don't even want to talk to me. The black people don't even want to be honest with me. The white people want to talk, but the black people don't even want to talk. And then I find out the black people been lying this whole time about all kinds of stuff. Why? Enjoy the interview. I love you guys. Roll it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got an exclusive interview with an incredible guy. I was able to talk to him a few days ago and get a lot more information than I previously had. So I want you guys to help me welcome to the show, Josh Gill. He's an incident commander for the United Cajun Navy. So Josh, welcome to the show. And I want you to give people a perspective of what the United Cajun Navy is, because when I first heard about this as it relates to the Nolan Wells case, I had no idea what the Cajun Navy was. At first, I was like, is this a part of the Navy? And then I realized very quickly this may be a private organization that does good work. But can you explain to the audience what exactly is the United Cajun Navy and what's your job description in that?
Sure. Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. United Cajun Navy, we're a nonprofit. We're a 501c3. Easiest way to explain it is disaster response, relief, and recovery organization. So what I specialize in is search and rescue, search and recovery operations. I help find missing people. But outside of that, our organization does a lot of blue sky stuff. We do food drives. We do toy drive. Last year was close to 600,000 toys we handed out. So we really run the gamut from disasters and blue skies. Community involvement's the biggest thing, the easiest way to explain it.
That's awesome. And it's all volunteer work, or how does that work?
All volunteers, man. 100% volunteer.
Wow, that's incredible. And so as it relates to the Nolan Wells case, can you walk me through?
It's all volunteer work? Okay, my bad. I didn't know that. Oh, these are some special trained motherfuckers. Not saying they don't got any training or whatever, but this is all volunteer work. And he got a molester beard, man. So yeah, smash that like button, gang. This nigga do got a molester beard. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
When you were first notified, and what were the first few things that you did as a response?
Sure. So late that night, early Sunday morning, I received a Facebook messenger call from somebody that had been noticing it on Facebook on what was going on with
Is this
the
July the
messages
4th?
in the post about.
Oh, July the 4th?
It'd be early morning, July 5th.
Early morning, okay.
The 5th. So early morning there, and I started reading into it, right? There were some Facebook posts. Then I got a call. I got a call from Miss Christine. Christine called me up. I'm thinking it was 7:30-ish, 7:45 that morning. And we
Okay. So this is now we know who he is. This is the guy that Miss Christine spoke with. This is the guy Miss Christine spoke with. I mean, what he say? Smash that like button, man. He said he spoke with Nolan's mom, I guess, early that next morning. He said he was seeing it on Facebook. Okay, I see who he is now, gang. Smash that like button. Now, he said that the work they do is all volunteer work.
discussed what was going on. So I asked a lot of questions, physical description, and I asked some hard questions, mental health crisis, any kind of habits, anything like that. And basically what she told me is that her son had gone out the day before that on the 4th with a bunch of his friends. That's key, with a bunch of his friends. And they were partying on Horn Island. I mean, it's a big, and he didn't return home. So what from that phone conversation is I quickly say, hey, let's memorialize everything, right? Ask her to put it all to me in a text message. So from there, we communicated both in phone and on text. But if there was anything important that needed to be relayed, I wanted to make sure that I memorialized it, documented it, and I'd send a text message back. So starting that Sunday morning, the text messaging and communication started. My organization, we have a lot of volunteers in that area, and my vice president was there as well. And we started mobilizing people quickly to go out to Horn Island to start looking. We had some surface vessels, some boats, and drones.
And Miss Christine, being Nolan's mother, did she mention to you at all that he had anything going on with mental illness or anything like that that you should be concerned with as you got on the search? Or did she say, hey, he's a model citizen, which is what I've heard, and everything was good, he didn't come home?
Absolutely. So she didn't say that there were any mental health crisis or any mental health issues going on, and explained to me about her son. Again, model citizen, great kid. Everybody's all-American, the guy everybody wanted to hang out with. Did say that he had been drinking the day before, but he was out with a bunch of his friends and didn't make it back home.
And the initial search effort.
Okay, so this dude right here is saying that Miss Christine told him that Nolan had been drinking. I know a photo came out with Nolan with a beer in his hand or whatever. So okay, we know that. But he's saying that in the report he got from Miss Christine, because Tatum, said, he did they ask about his mental health state and all that. And he said, she didn't say anything about that. She said he was a great kid, healthy kid, but that he had been drinking, that night, 4th of July. That's in the report that Christine, made to the Cajun Navy, or she talked to this guy by phone. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building gang.
What did that look like? You said you guys had boats, you had people in the air. Was there any physical people physically on the island? Were there people in the water? Can you explain, what that initial effort was?
Sure. So we had boats that were in the water, and we sent people to Horn Island with a drone as well to start looking at that area. So immediately around Horn Island with surface vessels, what we call boats, as well as boots on the ground to start, the aerial search with drones. Now, I did reach out to the Coast Guard and asked them if they needed any air support as well. And they said that they had rotary wing in the air. I did have some fixed were available. They told me it was Jackson County Sheriff's Office, that it was their area and their jurisdiction. And they said they didn't need any additional aircraft. So we moved forward with the plan that we had with boats and boots on the ground there.
And while you guys were on the ground in the water, did you see anything that was concerning? Did you see anything that was an indication of an altercation or any signs of Nolan or anything in that initial search?
Do y'all believe that, man? Do y'all believe that? They saying they had drones in the air. They had boats everywhere in the water. You got volunteers everywhere. You know what I mean? You got boots on the ground. You know what I mean? He said especially the drone. I'm like, that drone didn't see nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why a lot of people think that, they threw his ass in that water that next night, July 6th, that morning. They think that somebody came back and threw him in the water. That's why his body wasn't bloated. You know what I mean? That's why you didn't find him at all on the 5th. You know what I mean? Or half the day on the 6th, because somebody put his ass back out there later on. That's how some people feel. I'm not saying that's what happened at all. I'm not saying that's what happened. But that is one of the things people say, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building, man. Yeah, with all them drones, boots on the ground, boats everywhere, and y'all didn't see us, not one sign of them. Hell, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like where was y'all searching?
None at all. But what we did do, I put out a post, right? So we use social media. It's a huge tool. What we do is I'll make a video and have a missing persons poster. And I put that poster out, and we started to receive some phone calls and some messages. There were some people who said they may have seen him on land. This was later on Sunday, that they may have seen him in some of the surrounding municipalities. So again, not knowing what happened, not having any clue, we sent some people to check out those areas as well. But we continued our vessel search and our search in the water as well as on Horn Island. But moving forward from there is I started a very succinct operational plan to search later on in that next day that Jackson County Sheriff's Office was aware of.
Did you have any communication with Miss Christine after, you guys have done the search? I know you had initial communication when she asked for your help. And did you talk to her or communicate with her during the search or there right after the search?
Absolutely. We communicated all day. And I've got the text messages where we talked via text as well as where we spoke on the phone. So I kept her up to speed on what was going on, and she would feed me a little bit of information throughout the day. And again, it was in text. And as that search started to wind down, we again had another conversation. And I explained to her, hey, here's what's going on. As it starts to get dark and dusk comes in, we demobilize and then we start planning for that next day.
And did you get any indication that she was concerned about race or it being a factor in this, or foul play or anything like that? Did you, when you first talked to her, because this is fresh, I don't think the media even had an understanding of how she felt being presented to them. You were one of the first people in this intimate time that she was searching for her son, had a chance to communicate with her. At this point in your communication with her, was there any indication that she was concerned about a racial dynamic or any foul play? Or was it just a mom looking for, trying to find out what happened to her son?
It was a frantic mother worried about her child. And that's no indications of race, no indications of foul play. She reiterated a couple times, Brandon, that, he went out with his friends. So it really made me believe that it was a cohesive unit, a group of guys who went out to go party on the 4th of July on Horn Island. But again, no initial.
But she kept saying he went out with his friends. I mean, to me, that's her indicating that, he wasn't alone. He went out with his friends. I don't know what really happened to him. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. Like, she's saying, I don't know, but I know he was with his friends last. I mean, I don't know if he drowned or he was killed. That's kind of like he went out with his friends. He kept letting them know that he wasn't last alone. Yeah, he went on Horn Island by his goddamn self. He went with his friends. Huh. Okay. Yeah. This thing is getting good, man. I mean, I'm paying attention to everything he's saying. Yeah, man. To anybody that left the show with the bed tonight, y'all missing some good shit right now, man, because we hanging on to every goddamn word. Yeah, this Monopoly man looking motherfucker. We holding on to every word. Colonel Sanders over here. Yeah. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Salute, gang. Hold
on. Accusations of foul play or anything to do with race. Not at all.
And so you guys concluded your search, I believe, the day that he was discovered. Did you guys discover him? Did law enforcement discover him? And then walk me through what happened next with notifying Miss Christine and the family.
Sure. So the next day is really key. That Monday morning, we were communicating back and forth, and I had a fixed wing that was going up. It's an airplane at about 6:35 that morning, and I offered for her to go in the plane. I said, "Look, if you want to go up in the plane, the offer is there. I don't recommend it, but I need to at least express that offer to you and make it there for you." She declined that request, so I'm on my way there to the boat launch where the Tactical Operations Center was at Mars Lake. And she sent me a message that morning and said, where are we going to meet? As soon as we're done with the data dump on the phone, we'll meet up with you. So that made me believe that, hey, they were going to the police department, whatever it was, to do that data dump on the phone. And then we got the call, right? So somewhere, it was after there, I was 15, 20 minutes away from the boat launch. The sheriff's department called me, and then Christine called me right after that. They had obviously first notified Christine. But when she called me, I told her, hey, I'm 15 minutes out. Meet me at that boat launch. And we did. She met me there. When she pulled up, she came running to me. And it was one of those moments that you'll never forget. This was a grieving mother who knew in her heart that was her son that had been found. Gave me a big hug, man, a big bear hug. Mr. Elmo was there. And we sat in the parking lot. We sat on the ground in that parking lot for 15, 20 minutes. And we were exchanging tears, if I could put it that way. It was a super emotional time. And I knew that was probably the beginning of the hardest days of her life, right there sitting in that parking lot.
Wow. When you talked about the phone, did she indicate to you at any point that there was anything suspicious in the phone, or she just in, kind of a passing conversation that she mentioned she was going to send the phone to be downloaded? So did she mention anything other than the phone being downloaded to you about the cell phone, or whether or not she believed it was a crime committed in it or not?
So it didn't say anything about a crime, but we did discuss the phone that Sunday. So the day before he was found, she called me up and we had a discussion about the phone. She said, hey, Josh, they want the phone. And she said she wasn't too comfortable with sending it to him or giving it or turning over the phone. And here's what I told her. I said, look, that phone was your son's phone, and you've got every right to turn it in and to video everything that they're doing with the phone. Be there for it. If you don't trust the process or some concerns, get your phone and video what they're doing. You know, if you're concerned about losing data, there it is. She seemed to be comfortable with that when I told her that, look, I'm not law enforcement whatsoever. But I know that she's going through a hard time, and I just wanted to let her know that every part of the step with anything that she has, for her to document if she's afraid of losing some of the data or the integrity of that data.
Right. So in the early stages of the phone, she did express without.
Yeah, somebody said my chat, Tatum mad to the motherfucker. Tatum was like, some motherfucker, you the one who told this motherfucker, you not even law enforcement. You know, this motherfucker, man, Colonel Sanders. So you the one, so you the one gave it his. Yes, shout out to this guy right here, man. He sounds like he's being honest, man. Drop a one in my chat. Dude, this dude, I mean, he sounds like he's being honest, man. Drop a one in my chat if you feel like this dude right here is being honest, gang. You know what I mean? He's part of the Cajun Navy. Do you think this guy is being honest? Drop a one in the chat if you feel like he's being honest. He don't seem like he's holding back or telling no lies. He seems like he's just telling what he know. He said when he talked to Christine, she was just a frantic mom, man, just worried about her child. But he said she kept on insinuating that he was with his friends. He went with his friends. You know what I mean? He's saying he's the one that really told her. You know, she expressed to him that she didn't want to just give the phone up to authorities. She wanted to make, you know, so you can see that early in this thing, that she felt some kind of weight. You know what I mean? That she felt like, nah, it's some bullshit in the game. He told her, make sure you video everything. Look at everything. Do not let them leave with that phone if you don't trust them. Whatever you don't trust, make sure you know what I mean, document it. Tatum looking like, you motherfucker. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Yeah, a lot of y'all see my whole chat. A lot of y'all feel like he's being honest, man. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man.
Any coercion whatsoever that you know of that she believed that there may have been reason for her to turn that phone over.
Absolutely.
And then Nolan was recovered. You met with her. You guys exchanged tears and you know, I guess sadness for Nolan, who was from all accounts an incredible young man. And then what happened next? Did you guys ever go to actually identify the body, or you know what happened after that?
So this is a key part, right? So she asked me to be a part when they go to the coroner's office. So they didn't bring his body to that location. They brought his body to a secondary location as the hospital, the coroner's office. And she asked me to be a part of it. Of course, yes, ma'am, anything I can do to help you. So we got in a convoy and we went that way. We went to the coroner's office, sat down at the table. It was myself, the family, Miss Christine, Mr. Elmore, the coroner. I was right by her. Coroner comes in, and of course, it's difficult. It's a difficult conversation for anybody to have. I'm sure you're familiar with them. The coroner said, you know, he believes that it's Nolan. 99.9% sure, whatever the stat was, you know, but he still wanted to get a swab or get some DNA so they could double check. Said, you know, according to the appearance in the photographs he's seen, it appeared to be Nolan. But he also said something very key, that there was no initial appearance of foul play. So to me, immediately what I thought was, no blunt force trauma, nothing visible right there, right? And obviously there needed to be a further investigation, but the coroner did say that. The questions were asked, you know, just some, hey, can we see him, blah, 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 these things. But also the question I asked was, hey, Mr. Coroner, can you please explain the process of how it's going to move forward? It's just one of those things that the family needs to understand. And what he did was explain how they're going to move Nolan to the crime lab so they could fulfill all the autopsies and everything that way. I was not a part of identification of the body. We immediately left. So if at some point that evening later on, we went to their house after the coroner's office, if they went back to identify, I don't know. I wasn't, but the immediate meeting with the coroner's office, there was no identification by myself or the family that I was aware of.
And based on, at this point, from all of your engagement with the family and also with elements of law enforcement, did you have any concerns of impropriety? Meaning that you felt as if law enforcement would not handle the case appropriately in the involvement that you had?
So from the level of engagement that I saw, let's base it on initial level of engagement. They had a lot of people that were involved with the search, and then immediately after as well. I mean, I was communicating with the sheriff's department closely thereafter. I did not observe or have a feeling of any lack of engagement or anything like that. I think they were engaged. And then as the case moved on, I believe their level of engagement was appropriate because they knew this case is under a microscope. Everybody's out there watching. It's international news.
And I want to just ask you a personal opinion about this, because one of the elements that we've been trying to get out to the world is because this has turned into a racial dynamic. And just on your experience, I don't know how long have you been living in this area, or living in Mississippi around this Ocean Springs?
So I live in Louisiana, about an hour and 20 from Ocean Springs. All my life, 30 plus years. Getting old.
And you got a big old gray beard.
Right.
being in that area your whole life, or majority of your life, like do you notice any real racial tension? And I say real, I'm saying just from in your opinion, is there a element of racial tension in either the Louisiana area or near Horn Island and the Ocean Springs area that you have personally experienced?
So there's this perceived element of racial tension in the South, right? Let's call it the South as a whole. I personally have not had any or observed any gross racial tensions whatsoever prior to this. I think that this case has exacerbated some, and there's been some outside influences that have exacerbated some racial tensions for whatever reason it is. We live in the South. Yes, there's a history and there's a past, and I understand that. But move forward with the way we're living, right? It's 2026. It's a difficult time, man. It's a difficult time in the South. It's a difficult time nationwide, right? But let me say this. Let me put this out there real quick, is that I 110% support Miss Christine and what she's doing. She's a grieving mother, and I've said this from day one. There's no rule book. There's no playbook on how she should act or what she should do. Find the truth and trying to find answers. There's a lot of outside influence that's pushing her in whichever way it is or however it is. But again, I support her. She's got to find the truth so she can start that grieving and healing process. There's some disgusting things that are out there, and we just need to be able to differentiate from that, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that point, because that's been a huge concern of mine, of trying to figure out what's stimulating this. When I spoke to some of the young men that were being accused of killing Nolan, they were saying that that initially it didn't appear that there were issues between Miss Christine, the boys looking for Nolan, and then all of a sudden it seems to be an issue of race and accusations, and it's almost like the community begin to break down, because it appears that even you, being a volunteer for the Cajun Navy, being able to. And
why is Tatum sitting here lying, bro? We've never heard Miss Christine say shit about. They did it because he was black. We've never heard her say that. Not one time, right or wrong. We know Ben Crump do his thing, and Ben Crump, he on Mississippi ass. He can't stand Mississippi. You know what I mean? Ben Crump, he always got a case in Mississippi. Yeah, he don't trust them Mississippi motherfuckers. But we ain't never heard Miss Christine or the dad come out and say they did it to him because he was black, man. We ain't never heard that shit not one time. Do people feel like maybe law enforcement and the DA's office and some of the older people in Mississippi, when it comes to who's handling this case, might be unfair and you know what I mean, and very biased? Yeah. But I've never heard Nolan's parents ever come out and say Nolan Wells was killed because he was black. We ain't never heard them say that shit, bro. Where the fuck do Tatum get this shit, bro? Like, I be listening to him, like, bro, where are you getting this shit?
Being white, being able to go with Elmore and Miss Christine, and you guys shared the same sentiment of looking out for what happened to Nolan, and then it seemed like it turned. And from my observation, it seems like when the attorney Benjamin Crump and others got involved, it seemed to turn more in a activist political direction than just the generic direction of, hey, a community coming together to find Nolan. Now, that is my opinion. Now, you had a closer experience in this because you were in communication with Miss Christine and all of the above. What is your take on how this has played out since the very first time you got involved?
I don't necessarily disagree with your opinion. Okay. I've seen the communications with Christine and her family dwindle down after the hiring or onboarding of Mr. Crump. Now, again, I want to make sure that everybody understands I'm going to give the family the respective space that they need. And I will send them motivational messages. Just today, I sent one. Hey, Miss Christine, I know today's a tough day. It's your son's birthday. Just know that I'm here for you. 110%. If you need a shoulder to cry on, somebody to call, whatever it is, I'm here. Got to thank you, which is all I expected. But what I did was watch lengthy communications turn into emojis or the little heart and then thank yous. And it's fine. It's the natural progression of the way the relationship was. But I do feel that that outside influence had something to do with it.
So now he too is saying he feel like the minute Ben Crump stepped in, he said she was cool at first. He said Miss Christine was cool at first until Ben Crump stepped in. He said when Ben Crump stepped in at first, we was communicating, we was talking back and forth. I don't know if he got a crush on her or what. It felt like he wanted more. I don't know. If you need a shoulder to cry on, she got a goddamn husband right beside her. What the fuck are you talking about? But either way, if he was being sincere, I get it. I get the gesture. But yeah, he's saying when Ben Crump came on board, that the relationship between him and between him and Miss Christine, just the communication, as far as text messages, and it just wasn't the same. He said she started just sending emojis and keeping it real short, 2-3 words. He's saying the minute Crump came around, he noticed that Christine changed. Talk to me in chat. Yeah, how y'all feel about that, gang? Yeah, y'all still rocking with him? Y'all been loving him all interview. Y'all been loving him all interview, chat. Y'all still rocking with him or what? Yeah, y'all been rocking with him the whole time. What we doing?
Without a doubt, and that's my opinion, right? So it's unfortunate, a young man lost his life.
And there's this issue with the cadaver dog. I don't know the full details of this, but I'm under the assumption, I hope you can clarify this for me, is that there was an initial request or an offering up of cadaver dogs to search one of the boats, I guess one of them that Nolan may have been on. And that was presented, and it was rejected by Benjamin Crump. Are you associated with that, or can you explain that? Do you have more information than I do about this?
Sure. So I was the one who offered the cadaver dogs.
Oh, okay.
I had a conversation with the lead attorney. I had a conversation with the lead attorney, Liza Park. I'd been trying to reach him for a couple of days, and I left message. Couldn't do it. I asked Christine, give me a phone number. I need to talk to somebody. So I sent a text message on, I believe it was the 13th, got a read, no response. And I called that next day on the 14th, had about a 24-minute conversation, but I offered up the services of the cadaver dogs, right? So these are human remain detection dogs. And I told him, I said, hey, look, I've offered them to the sheriff's department, but I'm offering the service to you as well. And here's how it plays out. Those dogs can go to the boat, they can do a search on that boat. And if they alert on that vessel, and they alert as they're working to smell for a cadaver, there's more than likely a pretty big chance that there was a body on that boat. But if those don't alert, it's just the inverse. There may not, and it's a pretty good chance that there wasn't one on there. She explained the concern about them cleaning the vessel. I can pretty much guarantee they didn't clean the vessel with the necessary chemicals or the process that needs to be cleaned. And then that was reconfirmed when I went and spoke to the young men as well, because they told me how they cleaned the boat. And they said, man, Josh, all we did was spray it down with fresh water, because that's a common practice whenever you remove a vessel from salt water.
He's saying he went and talked. He said he went and talked to, Wyatt and them, the guy, Jackson, Warren and all them. And he asked them, how did they clean the boat? You know what I mean? He's the same one who say offered the cadaver dogs. And we understand that, just because he offered Ben Crump the cadaver dogs don't mean shit, unless the families were standing there saying, yes, you have our full permission to search it. There was no warrant for you. A warrant wasn't signed, nothing like that. So unless, the white boys' families was saying, yes, y'all can bring the cadaver dog, whatever y'all want, y'all can have it. Unless they were saying that to Ben Crump, but we know they never talked to Ben Crump, even though they said they reached out to Ben Crump. Ben Crump might not have been fucking with them at the time. He felt like, nah, some suspicious shit about y'all. We don't trust shit. So it sounded like Ben Crump wasn't fucking with them. So when this dude said we offered the cadaver dogs, remember that wasn't what Ben Crump was trying to do, I guess, at the time, as far as, speaking to the family. And the family would have had a warrant would have had to been signed, or the family would have to give permission. the white boy's family would have to gave the Crump permission to put the dogs in the boat. Tatum be pulling stuff out of nowhere. Shout out to goddamn Witty Diva. Salute to Witty Diva, man. Salute, gang. Salute. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rock with me, gang. Salute, fam. He say he went and talked to the white boys, and they said that they told him how they clean the boat, and he says he knows how to clean the boat. So he made it seem like he knows the way to clean the boats. I mean, that's what he do, I guess. He worked with cadaver dogs and different things like that. So he's saying that he would know how to clean the boat. He went and talked to them, and they told him how they cleaned the boat, and that wasn't the way to do it. So if it was some evidence on that boat that a cadaver dog could pick up, or maybe luminol or whatever, it was going to still be there. Do y'all believe him? Talk to me in my chat, gang. Do y'all believe him? Drop a 1 in my chat if you believe him. Drop a 2 if you don't, gang. Drop a 1 in my chat if you believe him. Drop a 2 if you don't, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. If I'm talking too loud, gang, my goddamn bad, man. Smash that like button, y'all. Put some color in my chat. Turn this bitch up.
Or just spray it down, get the solvent, and go there. But what I told the lead attorney was, if you would like these services, we'll provide the resource, we'll provide the dogs. You're going to have to get the permission. If it's a warrant, if it's you just asking for permission to look at that vessel, that's on you, not on us. I've got the dogs. You get the permission. What she said was, we'll have to really think about it. We didn't understand that if there's no alert, that means nobody. So
that's pretty. I mean, what do you think about that? Was that when she said that, was that suspicious to you, or was it just maybe somebody that don't understand how this process works, or how did you feel about that? And it's just an opinion or a hunch of how you felt. Because when you said it just now to me, it's kind of weird that, you're looking for Nolan. If I was Nolan's friend, I mean, I don't even know Nolan. Knowing what I know about Nolan right now, there is no stone that would be left unturned for me. And so with the cadaver dog potential, how did you interpret that?
So I interpreted as there were.
Talk to my chat real quick. Shout out to Nisi. All these folks are in cahoots together. Are y'all still rocking with this guy? Yes or no, man? A while ago, y'all said the chat was filled up with number ones, but I asked y'all, is he being honest when he broke down, how he first ever spoke with Miss Christine and the things she told him about Nolan, and he broke down the beginning of the relationship. Then he said, when Crump came around, shit got funny. She stopped talking to him for real. He spoke with Warren and White and all of them about cleaning the boat and how they cleaned it. And, he talked about the cadaver dogs he offered Crump that Crump didn't want to take. Do y'all rock with him? Yes or no? Because just earlier, y'all was fucking with him, gang. Come on. Just literally earlier, about 30 minutes ago, y'all was loving this dude. Y'all was just loving him. Raven said he looked like a goddamn clan leader, like this Grand Wizard. You snatch that motherfucking sheet off and it's going to be him. That is a very good observation, Raven. That's a very good observation. That nigga do look like a Grand Wizard. Smash that like button. Yeah. Hey, look how they done turned on this nigga, man. Chat done turned on this nigga. Oh, yeah. Yeah, first he was saying everything that sounded all right. Then he got to saying some shit that y'all feel like, hold on, motherfucker. Hold on. You just hold on, you son of a bitch. Hold on now. Motherfucker, I mean, who you working with? Yeah, who sent you? Smash that like button.
Concerns that the dog wouldn't alert. That was my interpretation. No alert, no body, right? So of concern because they were looking to try and find the last location of Nolan. It was a red flag. But here's what else I said. When I gave her a little piece of advice, me not being an attorney, but just a common sense kind of guy, I said, why don't you ask the family, because I can't give you permission to search your boat. Why don't you ask the people who own the boat, say, hey, we want to run a cadaver dog on it. If they say, sure, no problem, that'll tell you something. But if they say no, right? So we never were returned. I never personally got an email or a call back. Hey, let's use those dogs. They could have went out somewhere else and used some other dogs. The conversation was that. But I will say this. 2 weeks later, the sheriff, Jackson County Sheriff's Office, did ask me to bring some cadaver dogs for another case that's in Ocean Springs. So they're fully aware of our capabilities and they utilize us with those resources. So there's the cadaver dog story for you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I just wonder, is there anything else that you have noticed, because you live out there, you've been involved in this case. I'm sure you hear, grumblings from people all around with theories and some conspiracy theories. Some people are out of their minds on social media, and some people may have some interesting information. Is there anything else that you know of that you'd like to add and you want the world to know about your involvement of things that you've been able to be privy to out at Horn Island or even back on land?
Sure, and I've been to Horn Island many times, been out there for July 4th in years past. Here's a couple things I want to get very clear with people. Number one, I support Christine. Our organization supports Christine. Number two, the threats and the vitriolic rhetoric, it needs to stop, man. The threats, it's not healthy for the environment. It's not healthy for what's going on. These young boys are taking a beating with threats. It's not good. Next thing is, social media is a great tool. It can be your best friend, but it can be your worst enemy from time to time. Let's just watch what we say. So you're watching, people are looking, the mama Christine's looking at social media. The boys are looking at social media. These people have to move on with their lives. With all these crazy cockamamie stories, one lady said, he could have been dismembered and put in a fish box and put it back on the island. Come on, man. Let's use our noggin, not just to hold a hat on top of it, but let's use our head, right? Look, there's problems. There's racial tensions. Granted, got it. Let's be driven by love and let's not be driven by anger, because when we're driven by anger, we make bad decisions. And I think we need to start making some good decisions in what we do and what we say.
I love that. I appreciate you, Josh. What ways can people who are watching this help and support the United Cajun Navy?
Sure. So we've got a website. We are donation driven. We're a 501c3. It's UnitedCajunNavy.org. Look us up, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, all that stuff. But again, if you can't donate, you can't volunteer. The one thing I ask for is prayers. Let's just pray that we can find the truth and get the answers out there, and we can accept the answers as they're given to us.
Well, Josh Gill, thank you so much.
Y'all rocking with Josh Gill. Yes or no? My chat. I'm gonna ask y'all one more time, gang. Do y'all believe him? He told some interesting stories, man. I think I heard from this dude before. I think he told the story about the cadaver dogs and Crump the first time. Now I remember him. We have heard from this guy. I'm not sure if he was on Como or Nancy Grace or where he was at, but we have heard from this guy before. And then I look at him. You know what I mean? He a big molester beard and shit. You know what I mean? A KKK face, Klan face. I'm not saying anything bad about him though. You know what I mean? This could be his truth, man. This guy could be 100% telling the truth. Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe that's he just calling it how he's seen everything, man. This man could be 100% telling the truth. I mean, do y'all rock with him still? I mean, like I said at the beginning, y'all was like, yeah, he seems like he's being honest. How did y'all feel towards the end of the interview? Do y'all think he was being honest, gang? Talk to me in the chat, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. We need that phone evidence, man. You did. As of right now, from what we know, Ben Crump has, and the DA's office has yet to get together. Why didn't he ask them? It's not their boat. Nah, real shit. Shout out to Magic Wheel of Crypto, man. Salute to Magic Wheel of Crypto. Salute, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Rock with me, gang. Don't nobody give a fuck. Why are people being found dead and hanged? Shout out to Adriana. Yeah. Shout out to Adriana, man. Salute to Adriana. I didn't even see that, man. My bad, Adriana. You in the chat going in, man. Salute, gang. Salute, gang. Yeah. Shout out to Adriana, man. Said, don't nobody ever and put nothing but K's behind that. That stand for the Klan. I know. I peeped that. I peeped that little bar you just dropped there, man. Don't nobody ever FKKK. I see it. I see what's going on here, man. Shout out to Mississippi, though, man. Salute to Mississippi. Throughout this whole time, I don't want nobody from Mississippi think that we shitting on Mississippi, gang. I'm just saying, if you live in Mississippi with you a goddamn slingshot, a butter knife, a motherfucking something, man. Get something, gang. If you're in Mississippi, man, nigga, man, it's some bullshit in the game. Not saying every situation means murder or racism and all that, but just know it's some mysterious shit and some mysterious deaths, some mysterious hangings, some mysterious beatings, some mysterious drownings going on in motherfucking Mississippi, man. Man. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Mississippi, though, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, y'all. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. Tomorrow, I will be checking on the Karmelo Anthony situation, man. Will he get a new trial? We'll find that out tomorrow. You know what I mean? We'll find that out tomorrow. Some people think that's a roll of the dice for a new trial. He could get more time. It could go bad for him. Some people are saying, no, he gets that new trial. It's light at the end of the tunnel for Karmelo Anthony. Reduced sentence, going home, something. He didn't deserve 35 years, man. Smash the like button, gang. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, though, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. I'm hoping some new evidence come out soon, gang. I'm talking about something real, man. We need to hear about that phone evidence. I would love for the DA's office to give us something, man. I would love for the goddamn grand jury to hurry up and look through this shit. You know what I mean? I need to hear from Ben Crump about the investigation. Like, Ben Crump, give us some clarity, brother. Give us some transparency, brother. Sit down with us and tell us, walk us through everything we need to know right now, man. What's going on? Is it looking good for you or not, for your theory and how you feel like this thing played out? You know what I mean? Well, was bringing Ben Crump on board the right thing? The family, I mean, was bringing Ben Crump on board the right thing for the family? Yes or no in my chat? Was bringing Ben, because I know some of y'all in this chat don't fuck with Ben Crump. Y'all call him an ambulance chaser, all that. So was it, I know some of y'all rock with him, was it a good thing for the family to bring on Ben Crump? Because even this guy here, man, from the Cajun Navy said, once Ben Crump got around Miss Christine, she changed. She stopped talking to him. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Emojis and shit. Yeah, he said, man, something changed when Ben Crump came around. Was it a good thing for the family to hire Ben Crump? Because now, you know what I mean? The ball is in Ben Crump's court for us. You know, him saying it's a racist thing. He feels like, you know, Nolan's friends he went to the island with did something to him. And, you know, now the clock is ticking, man. This is probably the biggest case ever for Ben Crump when it comes to, you know, a white and black situation. It's a mystery. Everybody trying to figure out what happened. A lot of stories, a lot of cases are open and shut. You know, we know, you know, the baby, the 1-year-old was shot by the police. Like, some of those stories are like that. You know what I mean? But this one is a who did it, a real mystery, gang. And that's why it's hard to let the story go, because every day you're just looking at the news and every day it's something new. It's a new scenario. You got the TikTokers, the Instagrammers, the Facebookers, the YouTubers, all online investigating, combing through everything. And I love breaking this down, man, because I just can't wait to hear what's the truth, man. I just want the truth. Like I said, I'm very unbiased about the case. I just want the truth when it comes to what happened to now 19-year-old Nolan Wells. You know what I mean? Well, of course, he didn't turn 19, but if he would have been alive today, you know what I mean? The young man would have turned 19 years old. He should be out partying his ass off right now. And even if not partying, I know season finna start. At least being with your family, your friends, your loved ones, out to eat, just enjoying life right now, man. So rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Sad situation, man. We'll be back to break more down, though, gang. As the news come in, as the scenarios fly, y'all hit me up on Instagram, gang. SKO_network. Hit me up on Instagram. Go follow me right now, gang. If you got an Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. SKO_network on Instagram right now. You want to send me a message? I open everything up. I try to comb through things. Yeah, a lot of y'all open it up. If I don't say nothing back or respond sometime, I'm still watching the video. I'm still laughing my ass off. You never know when I might use one of your videos on my shows, when I might just do a smoke out and just run through a lot of videos of things that don't got nothing to do with no murder cases and none of that. So always send me a video when y'all are inspired. When you see something that you think Sko might like, send it to me, goddammit. Follow me on Instagram, SKO_network. Follow me on Facebook, CHRIS. That's Chris Petty, Pettie on Facebook as well, gang. Show me some love, man. Salute to everybody building, gang. Man, rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Like I said, rest in peace to Nolan Wells. We'll be back soon. Got to cover Karmelo tomorrow for show. Yeah, we got to find out, man. It's a big day for Carmelo Anthony, gang. It's a big day. It's a big day. Yeah, it's a big day for the Carmelo Anthony situation, man. The boy been in prison for about 3, 4, 5 months now, about 3 months now. You know what I mean? People are saying that was too much time, 35 years. A lot of people want him going home. They said that was self-defense. Let that young man go to the crib, man. Some people are saying, no, man, he did pull out a knife. He did stab somebody at a school event. You really can't do shit like that, man. Anybody do that, they probably going to jail. Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people feel different ways when it comes to Carmelo Anthony's situation, man. But tomorrow we will find out his fate. Will the young brother get a new trial, man? Trust me, if he get a new trial, they're going to be popping bottles outside that courtroom, gang. And if he don't, people are going to be real upset about that. I'm telling you that right now. If he get a new trial, it's going to be bottles popping outside that damn courthouse, man. It's going to be going down in Dallas, Texas, man. Frisco, McKinney, wherever. It's going to be going down. But if he don't, you feel me? If he don't, man, I think that Black Panther nigga, remember when I told y'all don't play no games, he knocking a white boy the fuck out to me. Yeah. If Carmelo Anthony don't get a new trial, something tells me any white boy standing near might get knocked the fuck out tomorrow. And I'm not saying I'm doing nothing to nobody. I want to tell you, I'm not saying I'm putting my hands on nobody. You ain't got to put no cases on me and no threats from me, none of that. I'm just out there to break it down to break the news. I'm just a news anchor. Yeah, I'm just a news anchor. You know what I mean? But yeah, might be a few motherfuckers getting knocked out tomorrow if he don't get a new trial. But if he do, it's gonna be bottles popping like a motherfucker. Smash that like button. Salute everybody to the gang. Yeah, rest in peace to Nolan Wells. We'll be back soon, gang. We'll be back soon to break some more down, gang. Tell me this, gang. And like I said, salute to everybody in Mississippi, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Tell me this, gang. What has 4 eyes but can't see? Talk to me in the chat, gang. What has 4 eyes but can't see? I want to see the answer in the chat right now. Somebody, what has 4 eyes but can't see? Talk to me in my goddamn chat, gang. Who knows the answer?
To the whole gang, man. To the whole gang. I'll see y'all in a minute, man.
Yeah, it's your boy Justin on the scope. We don't break the news. We just break the news down.
It's most definitely Scope Gang and no gang or don't bang. Yeah, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Scope Gang. Salute to everybody watching this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Scope Gang and no gang or don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
I want to say all this real quick, y'all. Go, hey, gang, come on, man. Just been able to go with Big Cartel, y'all. Go to the website, gang. I got everything in every color, gang. We got everything in every single color, gang. Go show me some love, goddamn it is. Ain't breaking no gas down, man, on a Scope Gang straight. You might not know gang, yeah, y'all niggas talking about y'all big smoke in the chat, y'all big blowing and shit. Well, why ain't you ain't got your tray yet, nigga? Why ain't you niggas ain't got your tray yet? Grab the ass, nigga.
Go to the website and shop with your boy